I don't give a
I'm
fuck.
not asking a
What
single
could
question
possibly
for the
go
guests.
wrong today? What could how could this possibly not work?
I'm not going to ask.
And hello to the Ride the Wave show. I'm your host, Clay. Sorry for us being a little late. We have some technical difficulties. We're going to see how well we can make shift today. We're going to be muting and unmuting, muting and unmuting a lot. One guy we definitely don't want to mute, our special guest, Brents is in the house. I love the Raptors jersey. It's Vince Carter, right?
It's Vince Carter.
Oh, yeah. Dog. So, want to bring it up with the Vince Carter jersey on. What did you think of the dunk contest this weekend?
I was working all weekend and didn't watch any.
Yeah, you didn't
But
miss
I know
anything.
Mac McClung won back
Yeah.
to back. Like that's At this point, does it feel kind of weird that he's like in the G League to be in the dunk contest?
Yeah,
at
like
this point.
they're literally like, hey, we have to keep you somewhere around the league because we can't lose you as a dunker. Which
It's like you might not be able to be like on a squad.
I feel like Obi
You can
Toppin's brother got
So here's my
completely
thing.
shorted out.
Here's why I'm
Tony
okay.
Tone in here with us and Adam B. Dubs. Tony Tone, what's your thoughts?
My thing is if you're going to bring like the rising stars up there, and if there's somebody down in the G League, especially if you're going to be bringing kids in instead of going to college and they're doing 1 year down there, like say Scoot starts ripping the rim off last year, like you got to let him be in the dunk contest. So especially if like the stars aren't going to be ever obligated with the way that they're doing it, I'll throw in any bodies. The problem is they didn't really put the best dunker in the G League. I will say also Mac McClung tears up the G League.
Dude, and he was on the Texas Tech college teams that went Final Four, national championship games. So like, he's proven that he can play, but
So,
like he's
don't get
definitely
me
proven
wrong,
that he
he's
can dunk.
not of the caliber of anybody that like should be there, but it's at this point like
You got to put him. I feel like almost as a marketing point, you got to put him on there for him to go on the court and people be like, I just want to see if he's going to third down in an NBA game.
Jaylen Brown doesn't help. He comes on there and lays, dude. Go back and watch the Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown is terrible. I don't know why he was in the
star that comes on, literally, dude. Like some of the side angles of him throwing the lobs and him missing these dunks is sad,
dude.
Really
my thing is like, I feel like the judges are just so biased on like their like break like. You see a clear 49, 50-point dunk, and they're like 46.8. Like I don't even understand how that, like how the judging goes into that. But yeah, going into that, we do have the All-Star Weekend that happened this week. I saw Dame Lillard won MVP and the 3-point contest. Won me $30 off a $5 bet, like plus 280.
Timeout. I just want to loop back to the dunk contest and complain about the one specific dunk that so he scored 47.6 points on the no look dunk that he clearly looked on.
He didn't
do the no look until he got the ground. Yeah. It was like you just dunked over somebody that was in a chair.
And then
like
even Matt McClung, the winner,
4'8" guy. It was only 4 point. It was 47.8 or something like that.
Dude, McClung, the winner, they're like, hey, he grabbed the ball, and they threw it up to himself, caught it, and dunked it. I'm like, no. And again, I hate to sound like I'm a hater because I can't do this, but that's not what happened. He grabbed the ball, he just let go of the ball, and then grabbed it in the same spot it was, and then dunked it. So
here's the thing.
I thought it was a really cool dunk when I saw it.
That's my thing.
Yeah.
The creativity.
Really cool dunk,
Everything's been done already, and for me to not see something, I'll give him that.
But my thing was like, don't say threw it up in the air to himself and stuff like that. He just let go and grabbed. Again, cool dunk, but I think again the commentary definitely took away from him. But then again, Dame Lillard won the 3-point contest. Steph and Sabrina won the night though. Did you get to see any of that, Brent? Dude, it was insane. So, like, 26 was the magic number. Like, the first round, I think we had 4 guys get 20. It was Karl Anthony Towns, Dame Lillard, I want to say Halliburton, and Trae Young. All got 26, so they had to do the 32nd round, and then Dame won that one. And I want to say Karl Anthony Towns won that one as well. Go to the finals. Dame wins it with 26, and Karl Anthony Towns at 24. Then Steph Curry and Sabrina come out. Sabrina got 26, and Steph really needed like his last 2 shots to win. I think he won 29 to 26. So I thought it was crazy. I respected though, and Kenny Smith absolutely ruined, one of the greatest clips of all time. Just absolutely. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. I don't even want to talk about it, like the way he said. But like, what I want to say is, I respected that. Like they're like, hey, we'll put you at the WNBA 3-point line. She's like, nope. Do it at the men's. So, like, she's like, I wanted to be completely fair. And I think this kind of leads the road to, like, Caitlin Clark and maybe Steph. Like, so my thing is, like, say Caitlin Clark comes out next year and beats Steph. Does it stay Caitlin and Steph, or does it go, like, the next best person at 3, which I don't even know who that would really be.
It would be Dame because he's won 2 back-to-back 3-point competitions.
Now, what would you do? Would you kind of be like, all right, you win the 3-point contest. You have to go against Caitlin Clark. I'm like, no, screw you, dude. Like, I'm not.
Put her in it.
That's what.
I mean,
like,
at this point,
yeah, that could be a
let
thing
the Pistons
too.
draft her.
Do like 50-50 because there's like 6 people in the 3-point contest, so the top 3 in the NBA and the top 3 in the the top 3 in the WNBA.
I don't care what Karl Anthony Towns did. He doesn't need to be there.
No, dude. Like,
Slide
I guess he
Caitlin
won
Clark
it
right
2
now.
years ago. So he was like the first big man to ever win it. Cause now that's something. They should have a 3-point contest with like centers, but like Shaq centers.
I think they did. Not Shaq's, but they. I think they did a couple years back. They did something with like big men versus little men skills challenge.
Yeah,
and they did like a passing thing. And what was funny is the big man like dosed out on the pass.
The skills challenge, I feel like, has actually been the #1 thing that's been taken over All-Star Weekend. And I feel like when we were growing up, it was like, who fucking cares about the skills challenge?
I always liked the skill challenge.
Really?
I remember like the year that it was in Orlando that there was 2. I can't remember the 2 guards. I want to say one of them was like Brandon Roy for the Blazers.
Yeah. I was about to say, what a pullback.
And then it was 2011, and then there was another guard. But Chris Paul goes to lay it up and just bricks it right off the front of the rim, and they just start cheesing. But, like, see, I remember that because I thought that was cool. That year, the skills challenge was still cooler than dunking over the hood of a car.
Now, I think – so they have a lot of skepticism saying, like, hey, no one cares. Like, you don't care about the game. We're not going to care about the game. Go MLB style, man. Make the All-Star game and be, like, the host – like the home team in the finals. So that way it kind of means something. If you're playing in it, then like they're going to play hard because, bro, just watching the guys go back and forth and just dunk it, hit a 3, dunk it, hit a 3, no defense, like that's That to me is super, super boring. And there's no coaching in it. Like, you got to be an all-star coach, but you're not doing any coaching. Unlike somebody that has done a lot of coaching to 100 wins, an undefeated season, and recently a sectional title, Brian Bigam.
He doesn't know how to lose. He doesn't.
What's going on, Coach?
Oh, not much. Just got home here and excited to join you guys.
Yes. Well, Coach, we want to thank you so much for joining us here today. I've been following along with your guys' season this year. First off, I want to say, man, how does it feel after winning a sectional title, just being undefeated on the season? That's not a small task to do.
No, it's definitely something that I've never been a part of at this point. I told the girls not too long ago, I think, between coaching baseball and basketball, maybe, 10, 11 wins, something along those lines. But to play the schedule we've played, to play in the league we play in, it's just a tribute to my girls and how hard they work and how they prepare each and every day in practice.
I want to talk about that. Oh, sorry, guys. I want to talk about that a little more. Obviously, we all know about the tragedy with Addison and everything that went through. So not just an undefeated season, as in like everything went perfectly fine. I mean, the most extreme of extremes happened. I just have to ask, how did you, maybe as a coach and then as a team, able to rally around and keep the train running with a girl like her out the way that she was out?
It was extremely difficult, situation that happened. I just said a second ago, I talked about my girls. I mean, I think it's a tribute to them to lose a player the caliber of Addison, with scoring 17, 18 points a game, pulling down almost, 10 rebounds a game. And then to continue winning and accomplish some of the things that we've been able to accomplish is, it's a tribute to the girls. My three returners, Gabby McConnell, Faith Yancey, and Maddie Blakeman, their leadership goes into that as well. They come to practice, work hard every day. I think they keep the girls focused on the task at hand, and I'm just really proud of them. That we've been able to fight through it, because it wasn't easy. I mean, the first practice after, the day after, it's just been an absolute grind. But they keep their foot on the gas and come to work each and every day, and good things have happened since.
Helps out a lot too when it comes to I've had some hardships whenever I was in high school, and I felt like the number one thing that I just wanted to do, man, was just get back on the court and hoop. Yeah, get back to something that I know how to do, get my mind off of life. And they just did it in a way better way than I ever have. Again, being undefeated. And we want to congratulate you again on that sectional championship. It looks like you guys are going on to play Athens on your next game. Do you with what you can tell me, I'm not trying to get you to give me a whole game plan, but how are we feeling going into the Athens game? We haven't got to keep up with the Athens girls so much this year, but obviously them winning a sectional, being against you guys, they have to be pretty decent.
Athens is very good, very young too. We actually played them earlier in the year, but they're 19 and 4 on the season. Started junior, the Holcomb girl is a really nice player for them, and then the rest of them are all sophomores and freshmen. Got a lot of shooters that have the ability to knock down the three. Have some players too that can get to the basket very well. So we'll have our hands full for sure.
Yeah, I feel like too when it comes to tournament play, almost just exactly like March Madness and honestly the NBA playoffs. Comes kind of down to guard play. Can your guards handle getting the ball up the court and kind of getting you guys in your sets? I feel like that's kind of where you guys have succeeded a lot this year. Is your guard play? Do you think that's going to be a big reason that you go on a run this tournament, or do you feel like it's going to be big, or do you guys have more of a balanced attack?
Well, it's kind of funny. We've had over the last 8 games, we've had to learn how to play somewhat of a different style. I mean, we really pounded the post quite a bit with Addison and Maddie Blakeman earlier in the year. Yeah. A lot of high level with those two. You were talking about guard play, senior Gabby McConnell. She's got some of the best court vision that I've ever coached as a player. She's a great passer, sees the floor well. But yeah, I think that's important. And like I said, we went for more of a pound the post type team. With Addison earlier in the year, we've been playing some more, open post and 4 out. But I think it comes down to keeping the floor spaced well and trying to move the ball around. And we are dribbling with purpose.
Yeah. And I feel like that says a lot to your team, too. Again, like you said, we went down Addison, completely had to change our way to play, and your girls just said, like, awesome. Like, we're buying in. We got to do whatever it does we need to do to get a win. Now, one thing I wanted to ask you, because, I doing a little bit of research on you, and I could only find pictures, so I don't know. Were you playing or were you coaching for the Chillicothe Paints?
I coached. I spent well over a decade there in various roles. I actually started coaching when they were still in the Frontier League.
Oh, heck yeah.
Where they were professional, and then went on and was just kind of assistant, moved on to the pitching coach, and then I was the field manager for about 5 seasons. So I loved my time in Chillicothe as that. But when COVID hit and shut down for that summer, I spent more time with my family and coached my son's summer team. And after over a decade, I just decided that's a lot of bus trips and a lot of vacations that I missed over those 10 years. So, but yeah, I was down. I mean,
so what was it like from your perspective? Obviously, because like you said, these used to be paid athletes, like in the Frontier League. Then they switched to the college. But I feel like the level of play didn't really diminish that much. I felt like we were still getting kind of electric baseball, really good baseball, just obviously in a different way.
A lot of that has to do with the fans, too.
Yeah, I felt like the fans kept it rocking there.
The loyal ones are still running every game.
What was it like from your perspective, seeing it go from, again, professionals who are getting paid to now, like, it's the way I describe to people that don't know it from Chillicothe is it's like AAU baseball for college athletes. If I'm saying that wrong, please correct me, but that's kind of how I've always described it to people.
No, I think that what you are correct about the fans get behind the play 100%. Now, I think what to say about it too, I think the fans could say a lot of different things, but professional and maybe ride the players a little bit more.
Yeah.
I think maybe say some of the things to the college players, but I think that look at what could be potential Major League Baseball players with some of these kids that come in. I was fortunate to coach Dylan Dingler, and he was something special. That was a first pick of the second round for the Tigers.
Insane.
But you get to see that, and then some of it was professional. Some of those guys had already been draft picks of the Yankees, and played in the bigs, and things didn't work out, and they were still trying to hold on. So. Yeah, it's just different flavors, but you still have guys that love the game of baseball and are going out there and competing, which is what the fans of Chillicothe love and what's so great about it. And the organization altogether, treat the guys just wonderful.
One thing that I thought that separated the Paints from anyone else, man, were the jerseys. I feel like we had the flyest jerseys of all time. Back in the white button up and down, the red button up and down, and then even when they went to the newer ones, they had like I saw you in the picture of, which is like the newer dry fit. Yeah. Even those, I don't know if it's the colors or what, but I feel like in the Crazy Horse, man, like the stadium atmosphere, like talk about the fans is.
You also have to realize the other team names are like the Danville Dans.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Chillicothe Paints are just kind of fine.
Like Chillicothe Paints, like I feel like we actually were like, hey,
the River Rats. That's the other one. Like they're bad.
The Dansville Dans get me every single time, man. It's like, come
I Google it every game because I could never remember. It's like it's a lumberjack. So I still don't know. I still can't even tell.
But man, honestly, Chillicothe Paints has been a big staple. Like every kid around here, I feel like one of their core memories is like going to a Paints game.
My son already has one. That mascot signed a ball for him. It's still in like the basket of toys. I'm not saying he worships it, but it's like when he sees it, it's.
I want to ask you though, because you talk about the fans, okay? So I feel like it's like, man, all these crazy fans that like are against each other at like Circleville versus Taste Valley or Junior versus St. Trace. Well, now they're all on the same side going against the other one. So do you have any crazy stories about like whenever you're playing or managing there that maybe like a fan or like against the other team or anything like that?
Well, like professional, I thought it was funny. They would rag on those guys in the bullpen and sit there and really get on them pretty good. Fans all together. I'm not gonna lie. My first year as a field manager, we were like 23 and 37. So I don't think it's that last week. Season,
he said that last week could have ended fast enough, man.
Yeah, that week was a tough one, but that's they're passionate and they want to win. So some experience talking about that. Just my most recent season, the one before I actually came to help half a summer, but there was a kid down there every game. I talked to him between innings, coaching third base, bring him a baseball, and got to know him. And he brought me a base. He's a big Braves fan, so he brought me a baseball card one game. I think those interactions, they get to know you. It's just kind of you building those friendships with.
Oh yeah, man,
that's huge.
It's not like the majors where like even if you're on the third baseline, like you're yelling at them, they're not answering. I mean, you are face to face with the fans there. So I mean,
didn't we get like a sideline interview with?
Yeah, I was gonna say when he started talking about the opposing bullpen, I started cracking up. I'm like, well, I will let you know that we have one man that's still there giving them some kind
business.
of heckle.
It's polite business. I was very nice.
I would say it was.
You know
it was like.
It was more of a let's have a conversation. You know how I'm going to approach it. Let's start.
It's like let's have a conversation, but I'm in this conversation going to let you know that you're not good, but I'm going to do it in a way that you got to think about it.
You're not the Paints. I never said not good. You're just not on the team that's going to win the game. That's the thing. I'm not disrespectful because the players are good. I will never be them, but you are not on the Chillicothe Paints, so you will lose this.
Now, did you take anything from coaching like with the Paints and stuff like that? Because I know it's baseball to basketball, but did you take anything with coaching with them and apply it to where you're at now with Circleville and the girls or anything like that?
Well, I think as a coach, I try to stay true to who I am, but I think that there's over my years of playing in college, coaching with the Paint, coaching high school girls, coaching high school baseball. I think you pick up different things from different people and the way they view things. And Greg Cyper down there, he's probably the smartest. He was an assistant at Ohio State for over 25 years, but he's the smartest baseball mind that I've ever been around. So I obviously learned a lot from him when they were professional. Mark Mason was there. He used to play for the Pirates. And I think I try to pick and learn and develop knowledge from different coaches. But each and every season, I still think it's important that I be who I am as a coach. And honestly, it's all coaching comes down to building relationships with the players.
I was just about to say, man, because I don't know if you know Dave Shoemaker, but he was my high school basketball coach, and he always told me, he's been on the show multiple times, he said it's all about relationships. And one thing that I've noticed about watching you guys through social media and everything like that, what happened with Addison, is the relationship and the bond that I feel like you and your players have, it shows on the court. Like, that's why you're undefeated, because of how close you guys are. Because what Shukai said best, when they know I care, but my players know I care about them, I can kind of get on them a little bit more than normal because they know I'm not mad at you as a person. I just want you to be better as a basketball player because I've seen you be better. And I feel like we're seeing it plain as day with you guys on the court.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm definitely demanding as a coach. I'm sure there's times I'm not easy to play for because, the other thing about, I have high expectations that, and that's not ever going to change.
That means you're a good coach. Don't forget that. That means you're a good coach.
You should have high expectations when you can't remember your last loss.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, when was that?
That is. I mean, that's teaching as well. It's just all about getting to know who you have in front of you and what makes them click and what makes them go, and learning that, and then try to be as successful as possible.
Yeah, Coach. Well, we're definitely cheering for you guys over here. I don't know if it's made its way to you, but March 9th, we are having a benefit concert for Addison and her family All the proceeds going there. So if you guys aren't busy winning titles, we'd love to have you guys there and having some fun. But again, we want to wish you guys the best of luck. Again, that is going to be the 24th. They take on Athens for now. That's the district semi, right? That's not the district final.
Is the motto "Been there, done that"?
District semis, yep.
All right, so taking on Athens for the district semis, they're going on to the district finals. Coach, we want to wish you the best of luck on the rest of your season.
All right. Hey, thanks for having me on here, and thanks for it's been really great, the amount of people that have went out and tried to help out the Edgington and support Addison, and me and my girls, we really appreciate it.
Coach, we can't tell you enough how happy we are to help out with them, and we're happy that you guys have had a whole community behind you. Ladies and gentlemen, the undefeated Circleville coach, Brian Bigam! Man, what a guy.
I'm going to be brutally honest right now. So, he goes, "Oh, we played him earlier in the season." My dumb A picks up my phone, and I'm like, man, I wonder what happened in that first game. I don't even get to max preps before I realized they were undefeated. I was like, I know what happened. I know what happened.
I wonder who won that game. I was talking, because you're a big Paints fan as well, right? Like,
I got so much history with the Paints. Man.
Yeah.
I was a bat boy for 3 years, and then I worked concessions for another 3 years. But before I was even I've been going to.
Come on, I want to stop at the bat boy though. What was that experience like?
Dude, that had to be lit. Because you were bat boy when he was talking about when it was the Frontier League. Like, those were professional athletes.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't even care who you're handing the bat to. When there's people watching a game and you're the person that's on the level area.
What he said,
with
though,
these
real
people,
quick before he answered that, Brent, what he said, though, like the fans saying stuff like to the players was a little bit more like when it was prospect league. Yeah. But the players' responses back to the fans were so much better because they were like, "Yeah, fuck it," like, you know what I mean? Like, but yeah, what was it like being a bat boy during that era?
I'm just saying that young. I'm like, dude, I'm that age. I'm rolling out there. I'm like, I'm thinking I'm kick shit.
I was a bat boy there for the Frontier League. So
Yes.
it wasn't that chippy with.
Yeah.
I remember a lot of because a lot of those guys in the Frontier League back then, before it was like college kids, they would be. Like certain people in the community would house those players.
Yeah, it was
they still
House
kinda
of
do.
Paint.
They
Yeah,
still
I'm sure
do.
it's still.
yeah. They come and you would live with the Paints player would live with you throughout the summer, and you got fake too. Like,
You get like season tickets too. So
yeah, but like I feel like they weren't just being like, "Hey, I'll be home like right after the game." You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of nightlife in Chillicothe, so like I'm sure that wasn't easy to house those guys.
But I feel like it was a little more civil back then. It
Yeah.
was a lot more like,
It definitely felt more minor league-ish at that time because they had I still think they have a lot of stuff to do, but they had like the pitching clock. They had like more games out there. Now I remember like I got to be the we threw it up and you hit the wiffle ball for like first one to get the home run gets like a little bat. Like that was fun, like stuff like that.
I threw a first pitch.
Did you?
Really?
Really?
I've thrown a first
Now
pitch
I'm gonna
there.
ask you: do you still have your jersey? Do you have a bat boy jersey?
No, we weren't allowed to keep it.
Oh, what? Come on!
But
Listen,
I'll tell you what, dude. I had like every single jersey they had. I had a BB version, and the cool thing about it saying BB on the back.
Brett Bowers.
Exactly.
He's like, look, I'm so official. They put it on all the bat boys.
I'll tell you what,
Paints,
though, man,
if you guys get the 4th chip this year,
No,
you got
screw
enough
the 4th
money.
chip.
Get my guy
Get Brent
a
his
BB
own
Paints
jersey. Brent, I'm
there
getting
better
you your
bat-
jersey.
There was better bat
Now that
boys
BB
than
stands
me
for
throughout
Brent's
the years.
Bricks.
I gotta ask, were you a bat boy?
Exactly.
Were
You
you a
said
bat
I'm
boy
sure
with,
acting like there
Shane Bush?
might be.
Yes. So it was the crew was like me, Shane Bush, and Dylan Minnie. And
Dylan Minnie.
there was
Oh
there
man,
was
that's a
couple-
crew.
there was a couple others. They didn't work as much.
Now,
though,
did you you didn't do every game then? Like, it was kind of like shifts, like, or because
know,
I
we
don't know
did.
because
It
the home
depended.
games were like you do 3, then you're like 3 away. So
It just really depended. Like later on in the season, sometimes they would have one on the home side, the away side, and then 2 more guys down in the bullpens.
now are you
We
like
need
with like the
bullpen
helmet
shifts.
on the mitt to like make sure like if they're warming up?
I
Or
don't even think they made us wear helmets out in the bullpen. No, we did.
Back
No, we
in
did.
my
No, we
day!
did.
They're
No,
like,
we did.
damn,
No,
back
we
in
did. We did.
Hey, you better learn how to catch, bud, because we
Hey,
ain't giving
this
you a
was-
helmet.
This was back
He
in
walked
like
uphill
2000
both ways. To
Yeah,
that Paints
2003,
game.
2004, right? Yeah,
Probably because
maybe mid 2000s, because
I feel like I did it from the ages of like 10, 11, 12.
yeah, so
Or
that would
something
be
like that.
like late, like 2005 to
It might-
2008, maybe.
No, not quite into 2000.
Did you think you were part of the team?
Very much mid 2000.
You're slapping that jersey.
It's so funny he mentions that because I said, I was probably 10, 11, or 12. So by the time me and Dylan both were 12 years old, we were pretty tall, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I was this size, like, my sophomore year.
Could you imagine the opposing
like, I'm
pitcher?
gonna be
I don't-
6'8".
I didn't
I don't know
play
who's about to come up to
sophomore
bat.
year.
Like, I don't know if it's about to be this guy, the other guy.
No, but no. Can you say shit?
Oh yeah, we can say
Okay.
shit. Fuck, damn.
But no kidding, like shit, whatever. Me and Dylan would be hanging out with the players after games, and little kids would like come up to us and like hand us
Can I
their
get
shit.
your
Me and
autograph?
Dylan would be like,
Hell
"Hell
yeah.
yeah, we're gonna sign this."
$5.
We were as tall or taller
Yeah.
than some of the players, so like to like little kids and stuff coming up to us, they were just hyped. To,
So
like,
I mean, we basically have a Pates
I'm just
player
saying, if my
here.
son's rolling around with a baseball, everybody's signing it.
Yeah.
He's not going to sit there
He
and be like,
doesn't-
that was this, and this
he's
person.
just like a Pates person. Sign this.
He has a
ball.
broken bat from
just,
a Paints
just
player. And I,
devaluing any of that. bad
Just-
boy figures.
it's like someone that like went to the majors and just absolutely goes off and signs it, and they're gonna get it
like
like
the Brian
Bryce
Purdy
Cruz,
of
Brent
baseball.
Brown. Who
It's
the
like-
hell is this? Brent Bowers and Dylan. He fell. Oh man, that would be
The
awesome.
best Lego connoisseur in the world.
Who was one of your favorite? Do you have like a favorite player
Oh,
that you can
100%.
remember?
So we didn't get paid very much to do that at all.
Honest to God, I kind of forgot that you.
I thought it was
got paid.
volunteer.
That's-
Obviously, I won't like just throw out there. And this was a long time ago. Like,
And
this
you were
was-
kids. This is basically child
back
labor
when
laws.
Coca-Cola was in glass bottles and it was 25 cents.
Yeah. So, but it was not very much per game at all. It was per game. It was a per game rate. It wasn't even like hourly. But me
Give me
and
10
me and
bucks.
Dylan, shout
It's like if it goes into extras. Sign up,
I'm
boy.
guessing they
Tell
paid
your
you
mom
guys
you're
in
gonna be
cash,
late.
huh?
I don't
Sorry,
know.
go on.
No, it was a check.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember honestly. 'Cause my mom just handled it all, and, like
Okay.
saved it or something like
Yeah,
that.
he's too famous. He's like, I don't hear the money. I just get the money.
Contact my agent.
You see this BB on the back of this jersey?
But obviously, me and Dylan understood, like, we're not getting paid shit to do this. So what would we do? Like, we would show up at noon around lunch and just be around
The players.
professional baseball players.
That's awesome.
And we would go out and just shag balls in the outfield.
I was
for
going to say,
batting
did
practice.
you ever get the glove on? Like, dude, that would be one of my
Dude,
favorite things.
Being like 11, 12, and catching a fly ball that's like you have to track. And
Yeah.
You're like, whoa.
And-
Little league pop-ups don't
do that. Yeah.
this.
Dude, if
And,
I was
like-
your age and I was like, this came off a wood bat.
Dude,
Like, mind blown. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that was super, super fun. Playing fungo golf was a cool thing.
Fungo.
So fungo bat is like coaches and stuff will use them to like hit ground balls.
Oh, yeah.
It
Okay.
has like a real small barrel.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just so they can lightly just like sit there and kind of whip ground balls. But we would take those and like, butterfly toss to ourselves, like, whatever you would do. You'd pick an obstacle, like, oh, we're going for the left.
Yeah,
of the
and if
wall
you hit it,
to the signs, whatever.
it was like
sign
disc
up
golf
there.
before disc golf. I feel like.
Essentially,
Yeah.
but it was So we used to do
How long has
that.
disc golf been around?
I broke a coach's fungo bat one time. That was a whole thing. That was funny.
Dude, I would.
I had to go tell him.
I would just
everything.
leave.
Ma, I got fired.
I'm not getting paid for
12
the.
years old. How did you
No,
get
listen.
fired?
I'm not gonna get paid for the whole season.
I went in there to like the coach's office and I was so scared to tell him I broke his bat. And Dylan was like, dude, you got to do it. Or I'm pretty sure he was the one convincing me, like, you got to. Dude, I went in there like, you can have my paycheck, coach. I'm so sorry, man. I was all apologetic. He was like, it's cool, man. It's just a fungo.
Yeah, I feel like he just like.
so cool about
I feel like he
it. don't know
opens like
why
a
I
closet
thought-
of like 100 fungo bats. Like, buddy, we're good.
But I'm like 11. you
Yeah,
know,
so
I'm
you're like,
tripping out.
dude,
But
there's
aside
11 or
from-
not, I feel like you need to get his address right now.
send him a fungo.
Yeah. But aside from that, though, dude, like making the most of our time out there, like in downtime, you could ask a player, "Hey, man, you got time to watch me hit some balls off the tee in the cage for a second?" Or
Oh, that'd be dumb. I didn't
some
even think about
players-
that. Like trying to
dude,
improve your
Some
game.
coaches, like I was pitching was what I cared about the most in baseball. And so, like, I would ask different
And with
pitchers
football.
to be like, "Hey, man, like, would you mind to watch me throw a couple pitches?" And they would be down to do that.
Do you
which
guys
which
know
made
when
it
it's?
worth it, really,
Do you guys
as
know
well.
when it switched from Frontier to?
Dude, what's
10
nuts
years
is they
ago?
never.
That's what I'm saying. I can't
I
really
know a lot
remember.
about the paints, and like it was weird because it was such a struggle, and they made it to. Almost like Bills status championships, but couldn't win.
Yeah.
They switched to the prospect league, and now we have 4.
See, because I feel like they didn't go straight though from that league to the prospect league. I feel like
No, they did.
there was a filler league there for like a year or two.
It's
Or
weird.
did it go straight to the prospect
It
league?
did. I don't know when they
'Cause people in
stopped
the
being.
prospect
The thing
league
is, the
own
buffer
more than
is
one
when they
team.
weren't a minor league
Yeah.
anymore. It was the Frontier League, and they were like a minor league to that stuff, and then they weren't, so
Yeah.
they were still Frontier League, but not minor league.
'Cause-
And I
yeah.
think that's college players happened before the prospect.
It's kind of like what Casey Dill was doing over there.
because I saw the prospect league, and that was still college players at that
They
time.
left in
as well.
2008.
2008. Okay. Oh, see, Chillicothe won a state title, and they're like, "All right, got to get out of here. We're never going to top that." Oh man, dude, I want to talk to you about that because we had Humpty on
Yeah,
a couple
dude, that
weeks
was
ago.
sick. Yeah.
How lit was that? Because he was from Vinton County. He obviously didn't live here, but I know you were in the
Side
city.
note, they were the longest tenured Frontier League at the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Dude,
Just
they
Oh,
were
geez.
storied.
salt in
But-
Go
dude-
read the whole Wikipedia. That we are a storied franchise in this league.
But
in a
how
good way.
crazy was the school in the
It
town
was
whenever we
like
went? Because I told them, dude,
6.
the whole place shut down. We were off school that day,
Yeah.
and I remember just being huddled around my TV watching it, dude, and it really felt like we not a state. It felt like we were national champions.
Yeah.
Like I know we just
Dude,
won
I
the
was
state,
there.
but it
I
was
mean, I was there at the game.
yeah.
Like, it was-
How electric was it in the stands?
that was the most electric game of basketball I've ever been to.
yeah, it has to be, dude.
This
Like,
is a man that attends NBA games at least once a
Yeah,
year.
because,
Don't
like-
even act
I've
like
been
it's.
a few.
because the student section was. Talk about a whiteout. Penn
It
State.
was-
Take notes because it was
Well,
a
I was
complete
an
whiteout.
I was an 8th grader or something like I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
I think
was
so.
an 8th
Yeah,
grader.
because
And dude, it was just like a looking back, almost like a blur because even the next day, just talking to people were like, what even
Dude, the parade
What
too.
happened?
The parade, you felt like the entire obviously it wasn't, but you felt like the entire city of Chillicothe
Yeah.
had people on standing on the streets. It felt like when people say oh the Cavaliers
Right.
thing was 1 million people. Again, wasn't 1 million people there, but it really
Cleveland Cavaliers.
yeah the
Not-
Cleveland Cavaliers.
the other Cavs I know.
Yeah, but it really felt like people from all over Ohio were at, and it was insane, dude. Watching Coach K to get up there and Humpty and all them give their speech. I thought it was cool because you normally have people that get up there and they're like, we worked so hard for this, blah blah. They got there and said, "This is ours. Can't take it from and it was just it was they were cutting promos for WWE and not just playing Coach Kello was you can't take this from us. It's ours. And it was just it was they're hyping us up to go play another game. That season's over. We are not going to go play another game. But again, who is going to go play another game? The people that are in the tournament now. We actually have a lot of basketball to talk about, but real quick, we're going to take a quick break. Tony is on a potty timeout, so we got to get him to the potty.
Soak my panties.
Stay around. We'll be back in just about 5-10 minutes to talk about some more basketball for you. And we got Coach Kight coming up to talk about his undefeated TVC title for boys basketball in Vinton County. Woo! And welcome back into the Ride the Wave show. Again, I'm going to be your host here, Clay Archer. We got Brents in the house. We got Tony Tone and Adam Beatums on that very comfy couch. And if you guys don't know why I call him Adam Beatums, go back and watch pretty much any other episode. Now, guys, want to get back to something that we were kind of talking about in the kitchen. Definitely want to talk about on the show. What are some of your favorite video games, Brent? We're going to start with you. I've been telling you guys I've been stuck on Assassin's Creed. Is there a game that you kind of been stuck on recently or in the past? Or
I mean, recently it's been Fortnite, just because the whole family's
Teabag's been on Fortnite. Too bad.
Well, I mean, my son's too. He's not playing it yet, but
Yeah.
the 8-year-old's playing
Raising
it,
them young.
The wife's playing it, I'm playing it.
Now I want to ask you, man, because one of my favorite ones of all time, Lego Star Wars.
Oh,
What's your take? Because I haven't tried the new ones.
Say, are we gonna just hit modern and then go back?
Yeah,
to the
just
golden
whatever
age?
you want to do.
Can you give me a top 3 Lego games? Because I can give you mine. I have a I should say I have a personal favorite.
I mean, it's
Honestly, I just played the Star Wars ones.
well.
I've played the Harry Potter ones, and I'm not gonna lie, like I very much enjoyed them. Like it's nostalgic. They take a little bit through the story. It gives you enough time to essentially free roam. I was very much okay.
I think
with it.
they're a little deeper to dive
Yeah, I
into
mean-
like the actual world of.
I like the Star Wars ones because I feel like they add a little bit more comedy to the Lego ones for sure, which I know they do on
Again,
those.
it's
ones.
another. You get a deeper dive into
Yeah.
the actual.
Oh yeah.
I think I do well.
But
with it.
you,
to Star
what do you
Wars
think your
things-
favorite Lego ones
Maybe-
are?
Should we tell the people why we're talking about Lego and me? I mean, I guess you.
Oh yes, no,
I guess
obviously.
you introduced me as Brent's Bricks.
Yeah, but you gotta let them know about your
I
YouTube channel.
I threw
and
it out
like-
there a little
They're
bit.
just like, what is this guy from
Hey,
Columbia?
what's this guy selling?
obviously a lot of people are probably like, who the hell is this guy?
I apologize.
It's got the bricks.
I know this is your second time on the show.
It is the second time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of our
But
viewers
plug
know.
your podcast real quick because I won't do it right.
Yeah, no, you're okay. So yeah, people, as Clay said, Brent's Bricks. That's my YouTube channel. I'm a busy dad. Don't really post there anymore. But a couple of brickheads got a sticker,
Hey.
got a sticker right there. A couple of brickheads is the podcast. We just sit around and talk about plastic bricks, man. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah, but I will say this, like
It is enjoyable because you guys do
I
go
mean,
on some good.
We've done
Good
some cool
conversations,
stuff,
yeah.
and I think like you guys having Ben Hartsock on and other awesome guests and going to like that Xavier game.
Yeah.
I definitely want to discuss similar stuff that we've done through doing our podcast later.
You guys got a big thing coming on. I know we kind of talked about it a little bit last time, but
yeah.
you're hosting like
Lego
big time
Con.
event, in Chicago.
Brick World Chicago, best Lego convention in the world. I might be saying that because I'm biased, of course.
You have to be
But
biased.
it is a pretty a lot of people travel to that one. It's pretty.
It
big
is the
time.
shit,
Just
people.
stop.
He's being
we
biased.
don't let
But
people
listen,
be
though,
humble on
But
here.
this is it's the first. The president, Mark. Shout out to Mark. This is the first year of him doing a special guest host thing.
Oh, so you're just the first to do.
We're the first.
The first to do it.
You know what else he was?
You will not get sold
There's-
short on
there's
this
gonna
show.
be
he
so
was- I
much
don't think he
better
was the
ones
first
after
year, was
this,
he?
though, I
Yeah,
know.
but you got to start somewhere. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, sure.
Was
You
he
got to
our
be the
first
number.
in-studio
They'll
guest?
never be. You always remember your
shoot,
first
yeah,
break.
shoot.
Never forget.
Yeah. But no, just we've had a lot of other cool guests on, and the recent past couple years of us going to Brick World. We were still on the come up. We were very small, like under 1,000 subscribers and stuff like that. But first thing we did last year was a foosball tournament.
Oh,
Because there's a Lego foosball table, and it came out, and it was kind of expensive. People didn't really like it. So me and Sean, shout out to Sean, my co-host, he was like, we're going to take this shitty set that no one really cares about and do a fun thing with it. And so we hosted a foosball tournament, and dude,
Popped
the turnout
off.
for it was amazing. Like the crowd formed around it, and
Oh, hell yeah.
the winner got to keep the foosball table. And so we were activity leaders last year.
Hell yeah.
Technically. They give you like a little brick for your name tag and stuff. So yeah, doing something a little more.
Do
with that
other
this
people
year.
have this brick on their name tag?
Yeah, well, it just depends if you're wanting to host.
I'm
an
just
event.
saying
You're
other
one of the
people.
cool guys.
But this year we might get a special exclusive host brick.
Oh,
or something
let's
like
go.
that. I don't know.
Yes.
It's
Fingers
never been done.
crossed.
It's never been
The
done.
golden
But
brick.
there's a lot of cool things happening with Chicago and just like through
Chi-Town,
us doing the
baby.
podcast.
Shout
But
out
the crazy
Kanye.
thing is, it all happened with me doing just a solo stream on my own channel, just building a set, and a guy just watching and being like, "Hey, you want to do a Lego podcast?" And then got talking to him
But-
a little bit more, and then we become great friends. We're coming up on like 3,000 subs. We've had a lot of great guests. Like shout out to the Girth Gang, our chat. That's what we call it.
Shout out.
That's what we call our viewers, by the way.
Oh, hell yeah. We've called our viewers like 8 different things.
In reference to big Lego sets.
Yeah.
So. but they're really awesome. A lot of guests have come on and like just us communicating with the chat. They've been like, man, like your guys' chat is just like throwing out funny stuff, informative stuff, all kind of cool stuff. And like they in and of themselves, our chat is like a member of the show.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude,
crazy.
we had that happen one time at Westfall, and me and Adam were calling a game, and we were like, I was like, hey, why is this kid not playing? I'm like, man, I don't know. And then like in the chat, they're like, hey, there's like this rule we can't play. I'm like, shout out to this guy, because like I didn't know shit.
The only other time was in a Uniota playoff game.
Oh,
that was
man,
like,
we
that
were
was a
getting
battle.
some heat.
Yeah,
we were getting some heat from that one. Honestly, though, I'm not gonna lie, and no, this is not an open invitation to just keep bodying us. But when we're getting the heat, it is kind of more fun because they're creative. Man.
I mean, we did double down on not pronouncing that kid's name.
Yeah, we're like, you know what? We know it now. Still not saying
Don't
it right.
catch any heat. Like, not doing something right.
Like I said, I said this to somebody the other day. My dad said to me all the time. My dad said, if you're saying something, man, I'm not gonna say it right now, but it's basically like if you say something and people aren't hating it, you're not saying the right thing.
Yeah.
It's basically if you don't say something to piss somebody off, you're kind of being a little bitch.
You said it right the second time.
Yeah, yeah. I see. I can't think about it.
It's like you tried to say it. You nailed it.
I can't think about it. But
It's
no,
so true. You
want to go back
gotta be
to
honest.
so how we got to talk about your podcast.
Yeah.
Favorite Lego games. We got Harry Potter over here. I played the Harry Potter games. I did like them. I just think I'm super biased to the Star Wars. Savannah, she's going crazy, big Harry Potter nerd. I'm way biased to the Star Wars, obviously, because they're just my favorite brand when it comes to Legos. Now, the Lego Batman games I played because back when you bought the Xbox and like it gave you the free game, that was in there, so I had to do something on Christmas. I thought that was fun, but I could never really get to it just like the Star Wars ones. What was it for you? If you had to pick maybe your favorite,
So,
or just had to rank them.
If I'm picking 3, I mean, Star Wars could technically fill out all 3 slots.
We're just gonna say the franchise, yeah.
Well, because they did like the Star Wars the video game, and then they did the original trilogy, and then they
Have you played
sold
any
it
of the
together
newer
as a
ones
complete
with a
franchise.
7, 8, and 9?
So they did one for 7. They didn't do one for 8 or 9. After 9 came out, they did the Skywalker Saga.
Oh, gotcha.
Which is the most recent one. It's dope, and it's for new gen consoles.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Awesome, but
I bought
does
it,
it.
never played it. I just bought it to look at
how many people
it.
I know that have bought that game and played it for like an hour, and like I haven't touched it again since then. It's like it's great, but there's
I'm one
something
of those people.
there's something about the charm of the just PlayStation 2
Yeah.
Lego games. Because a Lego game, it doesn't really need a lot of flashy bells and whistles. It's not like a Call of Duty game or like some kind of new modern game. Like it really can be
The
pretty
more
basic.
cartoonish for me, the better. Like I'm buying it
Yeah.
to like kind of like you said. I'm buying it for the nostalgia. I'm playing it for the nostalgia. I want it to feel like I'm a kid again.
Yeah.
And I feel like I said with the Star Wars one for me, it was just so like, dude, you kill somebody and like they're like laughing at you and like I don't know, it's just like a funny kind of game.
Oh yeah.
Well, so but like I said, I was kind of getting into Assassin's Creed now, but back in the day, man. When they had backyard like football, baseball, basketball.
Yeah.
If you don't know
Jason Kelsey's
Pablo,
bringing it back.
I was saying, if you don't know Pablo
Sanchez,
Sanchez, he is the GOAT, man. Because we've been talking about they're bringing back college football, right? Need to
I
bring
took Pablo
back
Sanchez
backyard.
in a draft, by the way.
You did. It was one of our sports
It
drafts.
was a
I remember
deep
that.
cut, baby.
It was a deep cut. Now, because I remember picking him over like Jerry Rice and like Peyton Manning and stuff in backyard football, and I'd have like a buddy over that never really played. Like, why are you picking this guy? I'm like, oh, you're gonna learn today, pal, on why I'm picking.
It's called
Pablo.
even stats all the way down. They were like, whatever smart kid is smart
Yeah.
enough to realize he
Dude.
has a little bit of
And like,
everything.
I can't remember him now, but like, if you ever go back as an adult, like, read the names of some of those kids. It's
There
so
was like, wasn't
wild.
there like a Danny double cheeseburger?
Yeah, like, but
It was
as
like
a kid, you
Nerdy
felt like that was.
Jefferson, and it was like the redheaded kid with glasses. You were like, what?
Yeah.
As a
Hold
kid,
on
you're like, is
second.
this a real person? And they came like, no,
Then
dumbass.
there was like a wheelchair kid. There
Yeah, that was a baller for some
He was
reason.
great. He
Yeah.
was amazing. He was,
For some reason, easy,
Yeah.
bud.
He's in a wheelchair
You
and
seen
he's
those
balling
leagues?
a football.
They're
Like,
tougher than I am.
no, but didn't one of the Kelseys say something about like I want to buy the backyard?
No, he
backyard
did. I think he
sports
Oh,
did.
really?
It was
franchise?
Jason Kelsey.
oh, yeah, hey, good.
I don't know
good
if he
thing
did
to do in
or-
retirement.
I would.
I know he
so,
at least said that he wanted to.
Yeah, I mean,
Reboot.
I could talk about backyard baseball coming back.
Backyard football was my biggest.
But even
with Donovan McNabb on the cover.
right, I mean, there's a lot of other sports games I'd love to see, but
I think
if we-
baseball's the only one I played.
Like, cause another one that was around that time ago, obviously NFL Streets, NFL Blitz.
I was gonna get into, but
Yeah.
man, that's dude.
Because I remember
NFL
there was
Mine's
a time
Crash
where I was
Bandicoot.
there's a time where I was staying at your house for a few days and we played the shit
like if you're
out
gonna
of NFL Streets.
yeah, like if you're gonna ask me like 3 favorite games of all time, excluding like modern, I guess, because it's hard to just be like I love Fortnite's what I play the most.
Yeah.
But like top 3.
The Witcher.
Easily the Jack and Daxter franchise.
Yeah.
For PlayStation 2, that game launched with the PlayStation 2 was incredible. The first 3 games, they made a couple after that, but really the first 3 games. NFL Street, 1,
Dude.
2, and 3.
Insane.
That's my favorite
Yeah.
sports game I've ever played. I'm trash at Madden, but see me in some NFL Street. Like and then I mean a third game I'd have to I think say EA Skate. Because
Okay.
I grew up where
Not
I was
Tony Hawk.
I was a little too young-ish for Tony Hawk.
Okay.
And when I was actually starting to skate in real life around the age of 11 and 12, the Xbox 360 came out, Skate came out, and
Skate was the first game that was real skateboarding.
It
Like
was-
Tony Hawk
yeah.
was one
See,
of those.
I got
Tony
was
Hawk-
a
it was
skate too.
arcade
That was
skate.
Tony
a
Hawk
button
I felt like
jammer.
was like MTV but a video game.
It was arcade skateboarding. So like for instance, take like an old school baseball game that was on like
The
an
bigs.
arcade system.
Re-
Yeah,
yeah.
It's
like
button mashers.
Yeah.
Tony Hawk, it's like hit triangle, swirl thing. Dude, this does that. Skating was like
100%.
balance beam or you
Yeah.
you fall.
Yeah.
And,
Like-
and I was at one point, you know, this is a little controversy to say.
Contradict.
Controversial.
You gotta contradict.
It's just kind of
I do it every show, bro.
but you know, sports podcast. But at one point in my like sports career, I completely stepped away from sports to skate.
Yeah.
which is like, I don't regret it, but
It's in the
Dude,
Olympics now.
wouldn't
It's still
it-
a
Well,
Well,
sport.
especially like the way that we all kind of grew up, dude. I remember like skateboarding and stuff like Sean White.
Dude, I
Tony
got a
Hawk.
Thrasher tattoo right here.
Yeah, like
oh hell yeah,
like that was like the shit to be.
yeah.
Now everybody talks about Grand Theft Auto. The games like that I got into when I was a kid. I don't remember True Crime. There's an LA and a New York one, and it was
I
basically
remember. I never played.
yeah, it
them.
was
I
like
know,
basically Grand Theft Auto, but like you were like a cop, but you were not a good cop. Let me just say that.
Oh, okay.
And then Gun was like Wild Wild
remember that.
West. That
that
shit
was Red Dead Redemption right before Red Dead
yeah,
Redemption.
that shit was awesome. I could play that game for hours. Adam, what were some of the games that you were playing as a kid? Obviously, like
Might as well.
Oh, dude,
start.
I can
Top
grab
3
them
all
like
I was about to
time.
say,
can
Top
grab
3
them right here.
Top 3 all time.
So number 1's gonna be X-Men Legends
It
1
can
and
be
2.
a franchise.
X-Men Legends 1 and 2. That's
Yeah.
number 1. Like that's why I love the X-Men Legends Apocalypse movie.
Okay.
Gonna
What
have to be
system
like
was that on?
it's gonna be like PlayStation 2. They're
Okay.
like what's crazy? They're right there.
Yeah.
So
I see Blitz the League over there.
yeah, that's my number 2 is Blitz
Yeah.
the League.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, so it goes literally X-Men Legends,
hold
X-Men
on,
Legends 2,
real quick.
then
What's your
Blitz
number
the
3?
League.
Because I'm about to be shocked if you.
Number 3 is probably gonna be the one I got at the top over here. If we're going completely old school, it's gonna be Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist of the Roses.
Yeah, see,
Okay.
so I'm surprised it was in yours, but Need for Speed Underground 2 to me has just been completely undefeated
Classic.
because of the Riders on the Storm remix.
Yeah,
That's
I
kinda
was
when
gonna yell the soundtrack.
Yeah,
I wanted
the
to see if it was
soundtrack
actually
is the-
just like me. and my
There's
bro-
times that me and my brother would get in that game and just drive around to listen, like, because I know people do that for Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, zoom in on this end. Need for Speed Underground 2. zoom in on this end.
anyway,
We
I
don't have
can't-
that tech. We can't even hear each
do that,
other.
asshole. Like,
But yeah, I guess that would probably be number 3 because I probably played it more than Yu-Gi-Oh.
yeah, and like again, the
So
customized card.
I'm
And for
still
me,
playing this. Like
that's-
this is a gift from Trevor, by the way.
that
T-Bag
is
got me this
how
for Christmas.
that's how I learned what Escalades were, and then I was like, want one, need one, and then you guys remember Pimp My Ride?
Yeah.
Like right when I started playing that game, I got on. I watched an episode where the girl showed back up like, look, your car was such a piece of shit that we just bought you an Escalade. Like we couldn't upgrade your car. It was
It was
terrible.
like 2 cars welded together.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
So
sure.
they were like, yeah, we bought an Escalade, pimped it out for you, and ever since then I thought Escalades were like the coolest car of all
Do you
time.
know what's hilarious is everybody got into Escalades like that, and then Cadillac changed their logo.
yeah.
They're really like, oh, now we're getting these connotations. No. Now there's no like feathers on the outside
Yeah.
of it. It's like they were like, no, cut the shit.
Dude, and the neon lights that you could add, like to like the bottom, like the way you could just deck. I felt
Well,
like in
the
that game,
cops-
the way you could deck out your car made it why it was.
It
such
was
the best.
it was open
and it
world
was-
too, so you were like
Yeah.
driving around a whole city. So
It's
that was really
also
cool. part of it.
it's of the era where the car culture was still
cool.
Can
a
I
little
hit you
bit
with a game
more-
that none of y'all probably played? I'm a little bit older than you guys. Have you ever heard of a Tokyo Extreme Racer?
No.
So it was one of the first PlayStation games that were fire for like cars, and it was nice because you completely decked out your car. But what you did was you drove around like a regular guy, and you would go up and you'd find like a street racer. You had to flash your headlights behind them, and then you get up beside them and you drove through whatever cars were already there.
Oh, really?
So damage and all those
Yeah.
things like affected whether or not you beat them. And it was, dude, I'm telling you, like
you guys-
my cousin was way older than me, so he had it.
Before we
so
get
I
on
was
this
like,
for a
already on
second,
it.
I gotta ask: did you guys ever go to like Walmart or like Dollar General
And do
and get the
And break your neck.
At Walmart, yeah, you're playing the game. Like, yeah, I don't want it. But no, you got like the thing was like just a little joystick with like the 3 colors that you plug into the TV, and it would become like Pac-Man, like racing and like stuff like that. I thought those were like some of the most like sentimental games.
Yeah, what
for
about
me.
when I'm a little older, so you guys were probably after this tech too, but when they got the buck shooting game on the TV, you plugged it into those things.
had
That
the
was
little-
fire, dude, because like
Yeah.
it was in every bowling alley and it was like getting taken.
Now, if we're talking about sports games, and I know Adam can jump on me with this, was the NCAA footballs and the NCAA basketballs taking like the worst team ever, like the Florida A&M, making them undefeated and go win a title with them and do everything like that. I feel like that was like the most
I'm
fun.
currently running one with the
Yeah,
Bobcats. The Ohio
it's
Bobcats.
insane. It's kind of crazy, man. You go back to the NCAA 10. They got Humpty in there. They have, I think he's on JMU or that's right before he left Akron. They have Dante on there. They actually have they have Gordon Hayward on there, obviously, but they have a lot of ties to like the Chillicothe area. Like I was
Wait,
know
what
Joe
about
Coffey,
Humpty's
but
football
DJ Cooper
career?
is on that.
yeah. Oh, so like the Southern Ohio. I should say more like Chillicothe, the Southern Ohio.
Was Humpty nice at
area.
football?
I don't think Humpty even played football.
Somebody was just telling me.
He might have been like really nice.
Yeah,
in
like-
middle school or something, but I don't think he played.
Somebody was telling me about like, man, like he didn't say before basketball. But he was just saying,
I'm
like,
sure that just looking at him on the basketball
mean,
court, I'm sure he could have been a
Dude,
great
like,
running back.
watching him play basketball, he would have been.
He would have been
excelled at almost.
I
Any
felt like they
position,
were kind of
man.
talking like that's why he was so.
I mean, he was
bad.
just-
Like,
Well, the thing is, man,
Like
dude was just a
running
winner.
back out
I
there.
told
So
you.
he's going to win.
I wasn't
Now-
even trying to fanboy out. Like literally within 24 hours of him being on the show, somebody was at my thing being like, "Humpty, you should have been around for Humpty."
I heard
You
the
should've
transition, Clay. It was going to be nice.
It was going to be because like, we're talking about winners. We got a new winner right here, undefeated in the league of the TVC at Vinton County, Coach Kight. Woo! Coach, how's it going, my man?
Not too
Oh,
bad.
you
How
and beat
guys?
ups?
We are beat up.
I
brought-
called it.
brought
I
the
can
team
tell by
tonight,
the
feed
background.
team.
Hey, treat yourself because of that nice championship, I'm guessing.
Yeah, just wanted to bring them out and get ready for this game tomorrow. So
Now, Coach, I want to, first off, like we said, congratulations. Undefeated season, winning the league. That seems to be the trend down in Vinton County. I was actually talking with Adam, as you know, Vinton County alum. Had it been sweet, nice and sweet to do it at Wellston against Wellston, one of your biggest rivals to do that.
I'm sorry, what was that? I got caught off guard there for a second.
Oh, you're right. How did it feel winning, not just winning the title, but doing it against one of your biggest rivals at one of your biggest rivals of Wellston?
Yeah, I mean, all these feel pretty good. I mean, any win's a good win. We talk about that all the time. But yeah, it's nice getting win at Megs, which is a tough place to play, and then obviously, our biggest rival's Wellston, so that's always a tough one too. So it feels good to get both of them.
Now, Coach, I want to ask you, because you're not just coming in after some Joe Schmo. I mean, you're replacing Matt Combs. He was Vinton County basketball. Getting to talk to Adam about it, just kind of getting to watch because his brother's my baseball coach, so I felt like we were always kind of keeping an eye on there. What was it like for you when they're like, hey, man, we're going to have you replace probably like the winningest coach that's ever walked through these doors?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of pressure. It's not easy to follow a guy like that. I was with Combs for 11 years, so I got to learn a lot from him. A lot of what we do is still the same stuff of what we did when Combs was here, but you always just kind of put your own twist on it. But yeah, obviously, big shoes to fill, no doubt about that.
And now, Coach, I know Adam had a question here for you. Adam?
Now, first I want to preface it. You're still teaching out there in Vinton County, right?
Now I'm the athletic director now.
No, you're athletic. Okay, well,
Yeah.
I was really just going to ask what it was like having a couple of these kids in class and coaching them, but if you're no longer teaching, I'll say congratulations on the promotion, though. Love that.
It doesn't
Love
he's
that.
still dipping in,
Love
being
that.
like, "What are you doing in class?"
Now, is it hard because, you have Matt Combs. I know he did it. When I was at Pay Valley, Pete Holland did it. He was the AD, and then he was the football coach. Is it hard kind of being the athletic director and being the head coach of a varsity sport?
And I want to get one
It's
more
time
thing in there.
consuming.
Is it hard watching your football team go out and have that success and be like, I got basketball season coming up. I got to match this.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Coach Carper set the bar high this year with the football season that we had. We got a lot of the same guys. So, we talked about this the other day. Like, it's just this group of seniors kind of paved the way for all our success. It's a great group of kids. It's a group that doesn't come along very often to a school. And they're just a special group, and Coach Carper and I are both excited to have these guys.
No, I know you've been with Vinton County for a long time. We were actually talking the other day about that massive Greenfield versus Vinton County game that sold out the convo. Again, like we already talked about, you replacing Matt Combs. What does it mean to you to finally have like your time, your era in a historic basketball program?
I don't know. I feel like I've been a part of this for a long time. I mean, I know the head coach gets more credit when you win and more blame when you lose, but it's always been kind of a team effort here. Obviously, Combs did a great job of building this program to what it is, and I'm just trying my best to maintain what he was able to get started.
Adam?
Yeah, so I just wanted to ask, how do you feel that, you guys just beat Jackson by 16 at home and, they're kind of 7th seed, you guys are 10 seed coming in there, and you guys got to play at Jackson.
Yeah, I mean, worked out that way, so we got to go play. I mean, we can't complain about how the seeding worked out. We've got to, just prepare ourselves as best we can. It'll be a completely different game. Coach Morrow does such a good job at Jackson. He's gonna have his kids prepared. They're gonna have a different game plan. He's gonna put them in the best situation possible to be successful, and I'm going to try to do the same thing for us.
You've been doing a good job of it all year, but I have to ask you because we talked with girls coach Jeff Miller. Now it's Max Prep doing the seating. I think they're doing the seating for you guys as well. What's kind of your thoughts on that? Did you kind of like it more when it was the coaches doing like some more networking? As we see the team, the undefeated TVC champs going behind you.
Let's go.
Did you like it more whenever it's more networking with coaches, or do you like it now where it's Max Prep kind of doing what, I don't know what acronym he was using, but some kind of win percentage or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I like the fact that they're doing some sort of computer rankings. I'd like to see these get tweaked a little bit.
Yeah.
Anytime you have coaches voting, there's always a bias, whether you
100%,
want to admit it or not. There's always a bias. I don't think anybody does anything maliciously, but, there's always hey, I got calls last year. Hey, if you vote us the 4, we'll vote you guys the 6,
Yeah, because you're kind of almost trying to network your own road to the Final Four, to the district, to where now it's like, yeah, man, no, this is the road. You didn't get any say in it. Now go out and win.
Right. Yeah. I mean, a couple things. Like I said, I do like the computer ranking stuff that they do. I wish they'd tweak it a little bit to include like division, what size division you're in.
Yeah.
And I also wish that they'd let you place yourselves on the board instead of just being, hey, you're the 10 seed, so you got to play the 7 seed kind of thing. But,
yeah,
we'll just kind of see how it goes this year with all this and go from there.
Now, Coach, got to ask you, you're at B-Dubs. Is this kind of your go-to celebration spot? Or I know you got some good places to pick down there in Vinton County as well.
And then what wing sauce are you getting?
Yeah, I was about to say, are you a hot kind of guy? You just go with barbecue?
No, I'm pretty weak, man. I'm a honey barbecue guy, so I can't handle the hot stuff. Like a couple of these kids got some hot stuff in here, and I don't know
Did anybody
how
get
they
the
do
blazing
it,
wings?
What's that?
Did anybody get the blazing sauce for the wings?
I don't think anybody got blazing.
Dude, when we went to B-Dubs, like as high schoolers, and there's always that one asshole that would get the blaze. I'm going to eat all of these and like just barely take a bite, and he was on the toilet for the rest of the night.
It's the night before a game, so I think they're probably all pretty smart.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? I'm not going to ruin my stomach for tomorrow.
They're like ranch or blue cheese. Is that a dumb question? I don't want fermented crap.
Yeah,
So,
I
ranch blue
probably
cheese,
should've-
more blazing. That's what I did. Now, Coach.
I probably should have put a heat limit on what they were allowed to order.
Now he's thinking. We
He's
gave
like,
him an idea.
He's like, hey, this is where we come in with the big topics on the heat limit for the wings. Now, is B-Dubs somewhere that you normally go in for your post-success meal, or where's one of your favorite places to
you
go out and eat after a
personally
big
as
win?
well. You personally.
Marini's is usually our go-to after games. You know, it's right there. It's pretty close. So great food. You know, pretty good atmosphere. They take care of us in there. Now, I told the kids the other day. I said we'll take you guys to eat someplace where you want to go, and they were debating back and forth between Roosters and B-Dubs, and we went with B-Dubs tonight.
See, so I'm kind of glad to see that B-Dubs is still in the race, because we were having this is kind of weird that this is our favorite kind of conversation on the show. But we were just talking like back in our day, like it was like, hey, B-Dubs is a spot to go after a game, and now I feel like he's kind of been switching over to Roosters a little bit. So I'm kind of glad to see that B-Dubs is back.
It's called
back in the pool.
inflation. The families are looking at it like, B-Dubs, are you kidding me?
I feel like
Sorry, they probably hear me.
I feel like whenever you look at B-Dubs, though, they kind of are like the Pixies of the Fairly Odd Parents, if you ever watched that. Coach, I wanted to ask you, I meant to ask Circle of Us, Coach, but I forgot. We were doing our favorite documentaries last week. Is there a certain like sports documentary that's one of your favorite movies, or maybe just like, you know, we talk about Bohemian Rhapsody or one of those kind of movies? Is there like a documentary that you really like that?
I loved the winning time about the Lakers. I wish that.
Oh, hell yeah!
Great series.
Hell yeah!
I thought that was awesome. Any of those 30 for 30s that are on, I could watch one of those 30-30s about anything.
For real.
But yeah, the winning time I thought was awesome, especially the first season. I thought the second season wasn't quite as good. And I wish they could have stretched it out, to just do one season a year and then kind of go through the late 80s there.
Dude, I really, what he said, I could sit down and watch a 30 for 30 about something I absolutely do not care about, but I will be
30,
glued
this
to the
code
track.
rack.
track
And you're
and
just like,
field.
okay, tell me about it.
Yeah, I need
what
to
tree
know,
was
and
it before it came?
How I knew it is because who's the two girl ice skaters that like there's like a big thing that she almost like tried to get the other one killed
Tanya
like, for
Harding.
the Olympics, and like I was
Tanya
watching
Harding
that,
and
I was
Nancy
like, dude,
Kerrigan.
I was like, I don't care about any of this, and I could not get my eyes off.
Well,
of
no,
the TV.
when that happened, that's nuts.
Yeah.
Like, imagine being, like, I don't want to say high school, but imagine being the best player at your high school, and you see the other player at their high school, and you're just like, okay,
Plotting his
I got a
murder.
really cool brother. Brother, go over there and beat her up
Yeah,
before
it's
the big
insane.
thing. Like, what?
Now, Coach, before you came on, we were talking about our favorite video games. Are you a video game guy? You have a favorite video game that you've ever played or anything?
I don't play them as much anymore. I'll do a little bit of, Tiger Woods golf, a little bit of Madden or something
Yes,
like
sir.
that. But when I was a kid, I loved the game Double Dribble. Double
Oh,
Dribble
really?
was my go-to when I was a kid. Now, I'm probably a little older than you guys. You guys probably don't remember that game. But
Oh, no, dude. You look like not day over 22.
yeah, 43.
He's looked the same as long as I've known him. He hasn't aged.
He also
a day
has
since
less
I met
gray
him.
than me. Don't try to buzz it off. You still have less gray than me. And I am a
Hey,
decade
Tony, you're on your
younger.
way to that silver fox.
Oh,
man.
do you?
You're
Yeah, I know.
absolutely-
Well, give it to me. I'm tired of being halfway
I wanna
between.
be full gra- Well, Coach, we want to give you the biggest congratulations on winning your TVC championship. And then again, now, is it a sectional final, right? At Jackson versus Jackson, is that correct, your next game?
No, it's a semifinal.
Semi-
If we beat
I always
Jackson,
get
we play
confused on
at
whenever
Logan
they're
on
semi-
Friday night in the final.
But we want to give you the biggest of best of luck in your game. We'll definitely be cheering for you as fans over here.
I'll
And
be there.
Yeah, Adam. Yeah,
I'll be
Adam will
there.
probably more than likely be
Hey,
there.
there we go.
So we want to wish you the best of luck, and hopefully you're going to be home a sectional championship on top of it.
Hey, I appreciate that, guys. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Coach Kight!
Thank you, fellas.
He doesn't know what it's like to lose.
Gotta ask you, being a Vinton County guy, all right? Because you kind of grew up now. Basketball, I feel like when you were growing up was still amazing, but like for you, I feel like this has to be one of the first times where you're watching like the football team dominate and then the basketball team dominate.
Like the first time, he says. Like, this is 100% the first
Okay,
time.
because I didn't.
Dad,
This is the
when
first
does
time
this
I've seen
the football be good.
Because I
period.
knew you had like some really good cousins who have like walked like way back
basketball, we've been good
forever.
Football, we were good right before I was born. Like,
and
and
we
like-
were never gonna get.
I mean, like, I
good.
think my cousin Dustin's year was really like 2008, like right around there. I think they finished like maybe like 4-6 or like 6-4, something like that was like their best finish. But then after that, it was like 1-9.
But
So,
yeah,
like,
back to the
yeah.
one. So yeah, but I had this feeling because like I feel like maybe the only schools in the SVC that did it was like maybe like Adina and stuff like Unioto. Actually, no, because Unioto wasn't that good at football for like the longest time. But like it's kind of
You
hard
sit
to
here and it's like
it's kind of
even
hard
being
to see
around
a
it.
football team like win the league undefeated, go to basketball and do the same damn thing. Because like normally it's like, hey, if you're not good at football, you're good at basketball. If you're not good at basketball, you're damn good at football.
And none of them are good for that long. Are you kidding
No.
me? One thing that I have learned is that, like, through conversation, when you guys are like, oh, well, Adina was this nice. I'm like, Adina must be the creme de la creme. Yoda has literally just taken over that. Okay, well, they must be really good. Dude. Well, Zane Trace.
Yeah.
They had this, and I'm like, so wait, who dominates? And nobody does. It's like 4-year spans.
It's
well,
insane.
that was the thing. But in TVC, it was just at basketball. It was like, well, you can count on Vinton County being good. Like,
Yeah.
As soon as we got Matt Combs, it was like, well, they're probably going to be competing for.
Was
their
he related
championship.
to the tree or what?
Yeah,
No, yeah,
so
they're
Shane
brothers.
Combs is Matt's brother. That when they do that podcast
Yeah.
together, and talk about like just sports junkies. Like it doesn't matter. Like it does not matter what it is. If there's competition on the line, they're
My favorite thing about when Combs was coaching with Kight, into every practice they'd be playing like one-on-one games, and
Yeah.
if Kight won, Combs would be punting balls.
Dude,
It was.
So I always knew Combs like I said from afar, like because where Shane was at Paint Valley, he would help for like basketball. If we need a scrimmage, we're going to Vinton County. Baseball, we need a scrimmage or we need to pick up a game, going to Vinton County because of Matt. So like I always saw him from afar, but like this past like year, like talking to him, get to know him, I'm like, man, that guy must have been in. It would have been one of those like I would have been.
Matt Combs.
Yeah, I feel like I
dude.
would have been in trouble because like the way he does things, like I just laugh like and I knew I shouldn't have been laughing. So like being
There was times when like you could laugh, but like there's other times when you couldn't.
yeah,
you
see,
know?
because like now because when I went to Chillicothe that one year, obviously you went there, graduated. The SEOL, it was the SEOAL at that time. They kept going back and forth. Man, it was hard for Chillicothe to really give a shit about anyone else in the league, like because when we played in football, the way I remember, never close. I mean, until I think when I was a senior, they finally was okay. Basketball was never close, but in our favor. Like we blow out Warren, and it was people like Warren, Gallipolis. Man, who else was in that? The only thing I can remember, and I feel like you can remember this too. Remember when we went to Dayton? Like got on the charter bus, left school at like 2. Because I think I was sitting next to you, and I just remember listening to that Lil Wayne, the Blunt Blowin' album just came out. The Carter 4.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Well, high school. Is what
Yeah,
that album is. High school.
Listen to that all the way down there, dude. And I was like, damn, we're going down and playing like a school in Dayton. Like they must be good. Malik dunked on these guys like 8 times. Like I mean, it was insane. Like if you go look at Malik's highlight tape, about 40% of it's from that game. Like it was insane. Do you remember that? Because it was like Dayton's. It was like an art school or something. I feel
It
like.
wasn't art school.
Yeah, because
It
like
was really like sophisticated and nice. Looking.
yeah, like you,
Chillicothe had no business being there.
dude did not have
like-
because like
yeah.
if you ever been to McLean and you know that they have like the nice statues and the nice artwork.
I have been to McLean one time. Yes.
Yeah. Have you ever been to McLean?
Nah.
So McLean is like a straight museum, dude. Like,
Oh,
they
dude,
have
the
like
school is
yeah.
crazy.
Well, they act like it. And I'm looking at you co-workers out there talking about
I mean
McLean.
they deserve to because that's one of the nicest schools like I've ever seen. But
I'll be
house
the
that Dan
judge
did.
of that.
you go to that Dayton school and you walk in, you're like, that is a $1 million payment.
Oh, that's a Pablo
It
Picasso.
felt like
It felt like you were like we were walking in to like go to the
They're like,
locker
oh,
room. I was
that's a
afraid
nice-
to touch the walls.
yeah,
I
it
was
was like surroundings. It just felt
Like, that's
you
a cool
were at-
painting. That's a Rembrandt.
yeah,
you
it's like
classless.
it's like they took us to an art show and just put a court in the middle of it. But like watching those, because I'm glad I have you because you also got to watch. But like watching like dude Zach Johnson and Malik go out there and Jalen Ragland like right before I got there, him with Zach and Malik, dude. Like people talk SVC duos like this is. Zach and Malik were like the Ross County Kobe and Shaq, bro. I mean,
Aaron Elliott, he was like a little.
he was so disrespected because he
was like
had
he was like a Kyle Korver.
strap.
He was like a Kyle Korver out there. or
Yeah,
something,
I
you
mean,
know?
he literally. And the best part was how much he leaned into it. He was like, "Dude, I'll go inside the 3-point line. 3-point line, keep that strap ready. I mean, he was like, I know, because he should have been the starting quarterback, I think, for the team whenever Hinton got there. But he was like a senior. Mathis was a sophomore, and I felt like they were like right there, but like it was like why?
Yeah, I mean, coach is going to be like,
I'm
going to
start the sophomore because he's going to keep growing,
And his right hand strictly business.
Yeah, and Aaron was kind of like, yeah, dude, I really just only care about basketball. Like I really don't. Like, if you need me going for a player too, like I will. Like I don't really care. But I thought him and his brother Austin, dude, those guys is like.
I played Little League baseball with Austin. At the age of 5, he could throw to first from shortstop, like deep short.
Yeah.
He would just huck it there.
Dude, and baseball was like their jam. Like I felt like though, dude. They were the kind of people like you always have to have the two guys that keep everything loose. Man, were they that guy? Like they could make you laugh. It was the point where like they could say something, and the coach is like, "I should be getting mad right now," but that was actually pretty fucking funny. So
were they the Italians?
No, they weren't.
Okay.
He's talking about like from kicking and screaming. You guys get the ball to the Italians. That was Tommy Boldy.
I think it's important to have like a class clown of the team.
Yeah,
thing, you know what I mean?
keep the because like it keeps the move loose. Like not even on the court.
He
but
usually is the one that's doing most of the running anyway. So
Yeah.
like, the team can get a good
Dude.
laugh, and only one person's being punished. It's nice.
You said running. We gotta talk about this because we've talked about it so much off air. It's time to talk about it on here. Teabag, because we're talking about class clown and running. Teabag lived Coach Carter. Like I don't know if I've ever told you guys about that.
I felt like based off of that, I would have been like, you know what? I'll give you the keys to my kingdom because of the dedication you showed.
So if you guys don't know Teabag, it's Trevor Medley. We don't call him that. He is Teabag forever here. We'll have to have Shu on to completely get that story. But so what happened was he was ineligible, I think, the first half of junior year. Comes up to Coach Shu, says, "Hey, I got my grades up. I want to play now." Like and Coach Shu said, "Well, you know, if you're an hour late, like it's 60. It's like 60 back and down and backs." He's like, "You've missed X amount of days." He's like, "So you're gonna have to do like 1,000 down and backs, 500 suicides, like 800 stair laps. If you've been at Pay Valley, like, I mean, those are some stairs, bud." And so Trevor's like, "Cool." Coach Shu turns around, looks at everybody, goes, "No one's allowed to help him." And obviously I went, "Wasn't trying to." Like, I'm not running because I don't need to. And I'll give T-Bag credit because he came up to me and said, "Hey, can I at least, like, during gym, like when I'm in gym class, like, can I do it then?" And Coach Shu was like, "You know what? Yeah, I'll talk with Coach Medved." And that was the thing. Medved was, like, watching because Shu said you have to hit every single step. And Medved would be here. And as Trevor run across, Medved would go across and make sure he hit every single step going down. He made sure he touched every single line. And to Shu's credit, T-Bag did all of them, came back, got to play JV, even started a couple of games. And that's why I feel like his senior year, he came in and got to be a big part. But, like, when he's talking about class clowns and running, like, T-Bag lived that. Like, T-Bag, if you ever watch Coach Carter, and if you haven't, go back and watch it. Amazing film. But if you ever watch Coach Carter and be like, man, I wonder what that would be like, go ask T-Bag. Because he really did. It was a crazy thing to watch, dude. Like, because I would have quit. I'd be like, nope, see you next year. Like, yeah. I'm done with that. Like, because Coach Keller didn't even do shit like that. I feel like Coach Keller got kind of soft towards the end of his time at Chillicothe because they were
well, he didn't need to prove nothing to nobody.
Yeah, he's like, I got right here, bud. Right here.
Go look at trophy case.
But
they got something they can't take away from us, like I said in the presser.
And if you guys know Trevor Medley and you think I'm joshing because there's no way he did that, swear to God, like you can ask any of the coaches, any of the players, really happened. And
that's one thing about Trevor is like if he wants to do it, he will 100%.
Or if you don't want him to do it. Yeah. He will 100% do it.
Yeah, he barely beat me in a 40, and I was pissed about it.
Tony's life completely changed.
He said,
I looked myself in the mirror and said, T-Bag just beat me in a 40. I got some things to change.
The best thing about that 40 is they did it diagonal, sideways, because they were staring at each other the whole time. They were stared down, locked in the eyes. Sideways. So it was like a 50-yard.
You guys started on the fourth lane of the track and ended up in midfield.
I'm telling you right now, too. As a dad, I don't know what happens when it clicks. every time I make a move, I'm making noise.
Dude, I heard you.
And it's like, I don't know if it's intimidating or what I thought it was going to be. I never did it before in my life. Had a child, now I'm doing
Now
it.
I'm doing.
It's like one of the wet bandits from Home Alone where he's like,
That was Marv.
Marv. Okay, I
Oh,
can remember.
man.
I always get him confused.
No, I'm not gonna lie to you
Harry's the
guys.
tall one
Harry.
with hair.
This year was the first time I ever watched Home Alone.
Are you kidding?
Swear to God.
Damn,
Oh
that's
my
beat.
And
That.
it's never
Next year
because
you
I
tell me it's
didn't
the first
want
time you
to.
ever watched Polar Express.
Yeah, but it
Huh?
sucks.
I said
I
next
didn't
year.
say, did I say that?
No, I said next you're gonna say.
Oh,
that.
I was like, no. I watched that. I went to the movie theaters in first grade as a field trip to watch that movie. But like
Field
with,
trip too for me.
with
as
Home
well.
Alone, man, it was just never one of those where like,
Well, like you don't get the ingenuity. The thing is when you were young and what he was making, you were like, dude,
yeah,
I could
yeah.
do
Go back
this.
and watch it
Did
now.
is
I
you
can't.
would
I can
go
understand you
can't
saying you
get
didn't
that.
watch 3 or 4. That's okay. We'll give
Three
you
was
that.
three.
3. I like
decent.
3. I liked 1,
Decent.
2,
Is
and
3
3.
the one with the
Max Keeble.
brown-headed
Yeah.
kid?
It's got the Max Keeble's big move kit.
Yeah, and he brings
Dude.
back the RC cars. And shit.
Yeah. So I watched that one. I thought that one. Watching for the first time as an adult, I actually could still kind of get.
See,
into that.
because they upgraded the technology.
Yeah.
Back in
The
the day
only
when
one that
you
you
were
didn't-
young
that
and you're
you
seeing it for
can
the first time, a
absolutely get
paint
away with
can
not
on a
watching is the
string, you're
fourth
like,
one.
I got that in the basement. I got
Yeah.
this
when
shit.
did when did that come out? The first one.
I don't know because I don't think it came out for any
94
of us.
or
I,
five.
feel like that was
I thought it was
around
2.
and
I thought
we
it
saw
went
it when we
92,
were young.
94, and 97.
Because a lot.
Oh
I feel
yeah,
like a lot
see, I
of.
ain't even that.
I feel like a lot of, at least with me and Adam's generation, because you're close to our age, but I feel like we're right there where like our childhood was different than you,
No,
like
it
right at the change.
completely is.
But like the ABC, like 25 Days of Christmas, I feel like is where our generation watched a lot of our Christmas.
They always had
movies.
Home Alone on it.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I
that
just
was
feel
my-
like when it was
that was
on,
my thing. I'm like, he's saying it, but why didn't you see it then?
yeah, because I feel like
You
I
got
just
the-
did,
you
I
got
just
the
turned
year?
the channel
90.
because I feel like since
90?
The first
Yeah.
And then does it go 90,
Damn, it
92,
came out
94?
1990?
1990 was the first one. And then Home Alone.
that blows my mind. I really thought it came out
Home
like
Alone 2's 92.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Shit.
saying.
And
That's
they took
pre
It
me.
was a long break until, wow, Home Alone 3 is older than I expected, 97.
That's why I
See,
got that
okay,
right.
so that makes
One-
sense, 'cause that was
one
more
for 3,
yeah.
baby.
one for three.
Yeah, but you were close on both.
You know
Either
what's,
way.
you know what's
And I knew that they were 2
Popping
years
years like that
apart
is
too.
tough.
I
90
said
blows
92,
my mind.
94.
Dude,
It
I'm
was
telling
90,
you, that's
92.
still
What's
that's
very
crazy.
strange is there's a lot of good movies I like from the early 2000s. And this one was 2002, but Home Alone 4 was 2002.
Yeah.
Damn.
That seems like a bad movie that would come out in 2010.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I,
Like,
I enjoyed it, but I can understand if nobody else enjoyed it.
So-
It didn't.
So hold on,
I don't know that
Put-
I've seen 4.
put me on the hot seat again because you got the jersey on. Never watched it.
And you'll never like it. That's
Yeah,
the
me
problem.
neither.
What, Home Alone 4?
Never
Adam?
watched.
No.
No, Mighty
Mighty
Ducks.
You,
Oh,
I never
his-
watched
if
it.
you
I-
didn't
I
if you
envy-
didn't watch
listen,
it early, you'll never like it.
But here's the thing: I envied the kids that did. Like, I wanted to watch it. I wanted to get into it, but like, I don't know, because like, I think it has more to do, especially with this one, not as much Home Alone. I was not a Disney kid, not because I didn't like it, but I was more of Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon. Like, those were my two go-tos.
I wasn't a Disney kid because I wasn't a little girl. That's at least that's what my brother told
No,
me.
because
that's,
as I
that's what
grew-
my brother told me.
As I
and was
grew up, like,
okay.
I started getting into the
the
Disney.
non-Disney kids know that it was Disney, but yet I never knew it was.
I'll do.
It's
I like
on
Disney
VHS,
movies.
but I
I
went
just
to
assumed it was
Blockbuster to
Disney
get that
by the
banger.
way of the kind of movie
I went
it
to
was.
Disney movies,
Blockbuster.
Yeah.
top tier. Disney
And
movies, top
I'll
tier.
get, and like how I got into Disney was like
Hannah
not
Montana,
really-
top tier.
Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
Yeah,
like Wizards of Waverly Place. Like I didn't even get into it because of the
Are you
animation.
feeling this?
Dude,
So-
You
listen.
feeling any of those lists?
I feel like
Oh,
the
there's a couple that you haven't even said yet, but if we're talking other Disney sports movies, bro, Luck of the Irish.
yes, goated, goated.
Man.
I remember that movie a lot. And then there's
He's
like
sitting
a
in the
girl,
rim like Sean Kemp, being like, "Yeah."
there was like a girl one. It was
Double Teams.
Double Team. That's what
Yeah.
it was.
What's
Twins.
Is that the
Yeah.
one?
Look at
Is
me
that
like
the one with like the feet thing where like she travels? She does one of these for like 10 minutes, and there's
Oh,
like
I
remember.
think he's
there's
right.
like
I
time
think, I
running
think she
down.
pitter
It's like
patters her
there's
feet
like
and we're
5 seconds, and for like
that's
2
the-
minutes she's doing this.
That
And
was
it's
the
like,
thing
How
about-
long is this 5 seconds?
That was the thing about being like a sports player as a kid and then watching this. Like, this isn't real. But then when you watch it as a grown up, like, I love how this is just not real.
It's like watching the NBA now.
Yeah.
Travel, carry.
Now, what you might not remember is a Disney movie. Remember the Titans, which I think
Disney?
What about the
is a
Air
Disney
Buds?
movie. Dude,
Air Buds.
Air
never
Bud
watched them,
basketball. It was one of those where they're
I
like,
just-
man, we made so much off the basketball, we gotta make
I
football. and all
I
that
couldn't
stuff.
get behind the fact that a dog was playing sports. I was just like, No.
I would be packing that dude shit.
No.
Again, you guys are seeing the back end of this. You have to respect that the first Air Bud movie was basketball. They even tried to bring a chimp into it.
Yeah.
They did that hockey thing with the chimp.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, yeah.
the first Air Bud, it had
says,
never been
oh,
done
yeah.
before. Okay, and when you're sitting there being like, he didn't do anything crazy. He didn't dribble. It was literally like they threw
That's
him
the
the
thing.
ball.
I never watched any of the movies because I was like, I refuse. I
It
don't
hit his
believe it.
nose and he hits the shot.
Here's
and
the-
the kid practiced in his driveway.
Here's the one that actually
Two,
made sense.
they get into him crossing people over, and I'm sitting here being like, "Come on now, bro."
Here's what that made sense was football because like if I think about it now, if I put because they would just take the football and he would just bite it, right? If I did that with my golden, I probably couldn't tackle him. Like those things are fast. So like if they could like
If you could
learn
train Dobby,
to run through a hole for a touchdown,
if you could train Dobby,
yeah,
if you could train Dobby one end zone to the other, Forrest Gump it.
better than Barry Sanders.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that dog would be getting a touchdown every touch.
He's
Like-
Gump it. He's
Yeah.
nimble and he's small. He's
Dude,
compact.
me and Trevor would put him in the me and T-Bag would put him in the backyard and try to like just like corner him. You can't do it. Like he just decides. Dalvin just decides that's over and lets you rile him up. Like it's in rile up. That's funny.
Yeah.
But
Dogs are athletic.
dude, I love dogs. Now, the guy go. You're a dog guy, right? Dog or cat? If you had to pick one, dog or cat?
I don't mind dogs, but
I was about to say,
Cats
don't
all
even
the
try
way,
to fake
baby.
because I
Yeah.
know.
You're a
and I
cat
love
guy?
it.
I always had cats growing up. We got cats now.
See,
They're
I had a
cool.
cat
They-
growing up, and I
or
love
I should
cats.
say through Snapchat.
When
they're
you have
cool.
a cool cat, though,
Yeah.
because certain dogs can be,
Yeah.
you know,
I feel like
unpleasant.
more
But dude,
cats than dogs, though.
bro, my cat. I mean, I got two, but my boy cat, dude.
Yeah.
Louis. Bro, Louis.
See,
shit.
I had a.
He's so cool. Like you open the door and come home, and he's like running up, like, "What's up, dude?" And
Yeah.
See, I had a cat growing up. You could yell out the back door, and it would come running from it. I'm
See,
like, you are a dog.
I had a
But
cat growing
actually
up that
more
was super cool.
sophisticated.
He was a black and white cat. My dad was a Grateful Dead head, and my brother wanted to call it Oreo, so we named it Garcia Oreo after Jerry Garcia. And I was fine. It died.
Should've been
2 weeks
Garsorio.
later, go to like my friend's house.
Yeah.
They have a cat. I can't breathe. So like I love cats growing
Oh,
up,
you're-
and then when I found out I was
See, that's
when I
not
found out I
even
was allergic
fair.
to him, I just don't.
Sucks.
Now I just hate them because
I
they-
love cats, and I shouldn't because my grandma had a cat named, or it was my cousins. They had a cat named Tootie, and she just did not like me
Bro,
at all.
why is it even a thing to be allergic to a certain animal? Like,
Dude, isn't that so weird?
why does that exist?
Oh, like, yeah. Why do allergies
Like,
exist?
what the-
Like,
well, allergies I get. Like if you're allergic to like certain things.
I don't get it.
Food,
dude,
stuff like
someone
that.
told me the other
But,
day
like-
that I like because I have like a bad problem like just throwing up. Like I just throw up. Like it's just a part of my life. And someone's like, "Well, you could be developing a soy allergy." I'm like,
Scoot away.
Shut up. I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna research into that because you know how much shit soy is in. All the good things. So like, if I have a soy allergy, I just don't want to figure it out, and I just want to suffer for the rest of
Why
my
are all
life.
the fields in Ohio soy?
Soy fields. Well, now we're talking about food. I feel like it's time to get to the draft. How about that? You guys ready for the,
You're also
ready for the
not
draft?
corn, but-
Oh wait,
I'll
no.
throw one more sports movie out that we
Yes.
didn't mention. I feel like this is one of the most underrated Disney movies, especially Disney sports movies. The Greatest Game Ever Played with Shia LaBeouf.
Never watched it.
Playing the character of, oh man, his name is escaping me, but he plays a real life character. It's not
Isn't
made
it
up.
golf?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's the first. I don't know why his name is skipping me, but like he was the first amateur golfer to ever win the U.S. Open, and that's the character Shia LaBeouf plays. And like Henry Varden was like he was like the Tiger back then. This is back in like the 20s or something like that. So he's
The
in
greatest
it.
match, right?
The greatest game ever played.
Okay.
It is so good. At one time, like when President Bush was in office, like is when this movie came out. I think it was like 2004 or something, and he like had said like it was his favorite movie ever.
Really?
And it, dude, it's
I didn't
It's
go watch because
such a
I
good
pass it
movie.
all the time on I think it's
dude,
Orange.
it's so
Down.
good. The way they film and like
Also, if you don't know this, Disney Plus has all the 30 for 30s on it. The whole reason I bought it. So
yeah, dude, yeah, greatest game ever played's on there. And, dude,
Mandalorian.
it's so good, man. Even everything outside of it, because it takes place back in a time when the only reason why this amateur even got to win the U.S. Open and even play that course is because he was a caddy.
what?
So he worked at the golf course because back then, if you weren't like
It was
hot
c-
shit,
yeah.
if you weren't like a gentleman and had money, you couldn't even play at these golf
Yeah.
courses. So he was a caddy, and there was like one golfer that he carried clubs for that like was cool and wanted to see what he can do, and he got really good, and he like lived like
That
right
kind of
by-
sounds like the. You ever seen The Knight's Tale?
Once.
It's like basically like the guy that gets on the back of the horse. And they do
Joust.
the joust. He died, so he goes, well, I'm not royal blood, but I'm just gonna put on this armor and see what happens. And so like that guy, he's like, well, this golfer's like, well, shit, this guy seems like he knows what he's doing over here. Like
my favorite sports movie is not a Disney movie. Is just Friday Night Lights.
See, I like the show more than I like the movie, but I think again it's because I watched the show before I watched.
I watched the movie first, so I can't really get into the show. Like I like a couple of the guys in it.
I like Radio.
Bro, Radio is great.
Man, I totally forgot about that movie. That movie is that
Rudy's
movie's
another
fire.
good one
You know
apparently.
what legendary sports movie
He was
I watched
offsides.
for the first time recently was freaking Varsity Blues.
Great one, great one.
It's a 10,
Dude,
10.
like, just like the utter shock factor in that movie. Like I thought like 3 different people were gonna die at different points.
Dude, there's no shock will be bigger than walking into the strip club and there is your math teacher.
I don't know. I feel like if I was chilling on the side of the road drinking a sixer that I just bought at the store, being underage, and my best friend pulls up in a cop car, butt ass naked with
so
2
wild.
girls, I'd be like, "What is going on?
Yeah.
What is
That
going on?"
movie
I think
has
that'd
so
be
much
crazier than seeing a teacher as a stripper, because like that would be okay. Like
the
that's
pig
like,
called bacon. Like, come on
Well, dude,
now.
that movie just and I know like the culture down there for football is like different than Ohio, but like that movie takes you on.
I don't know,
I mean, it's
man.
just like-
I
dude,
feel like that's something that could happen in Bainbridge.
one of the best
Like,
lines in it is, "Oh, are my boys causing you trouble, Sheriff?" No,
Yeah,
It's
I didn't
like
think
he was
so.
he was
I didn't-
scared of the coach. Like that's Texas
Yeah.
football right there. Like,
Oh man. Actually, before we get to the draft, gotta talk about SVC boys before we get into that. Yoda wins the league. Congratulations. We all definitely didn't think you were going to do that after that
winning it
first
in
game.
football and basketball.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. After that opening St. Trace game, I thought Yoda was in trouble. They weren't. They were not in trouble at all. Piketon is going to Westfall tonight to play in the Dome. A lot of people hate it. I am happy that they're still playing in the Dome, dude. It is. When it comes, it's kind of like when we talk about with Huntington's 8th
It's
grade.
not for the fans.
It's like we talk about the Huntington 8th grade though. It's like it's true.
I just want the
home-court
record
advantage.
to show that Derek, our producer Derek, is on the opposite end of
Very much
this.
on
He
the opposite.
was super mad that we didn't go into the
On
new
a-
gym. He goes, "Why are we in this
He
one?"
said, "Why build a gym and not use it?" I'm like, they use it for everything but the varsity, like trying to make it fit. He goes, "That doesn't make even more sense."
Well, where this is technically a playoff game, is it going to be?
no, it's in the
it's
dome.
in the dome. Okay,
It's in
okay.
the domes.
Makes sense,
What
yeah.
they said is like, yeah, any playoff game, not with Westfall.
They
it's
can.
gonna be over.
You know, it'd be
there.
crazy just going to 2 at the same time.
I do like though that they made the sectionals now home games. Like instead of like, because when I was playing like,
Isn't it just the like?
top
No,
seed?
yeah, it's-
you
yeah.
go to the top seed. Because when I was doing it, I think we went to Lucasville Valley my first year, which that was cool just because they were like Waverly, where they had like a jumbotron thing like from the ceiling that had like the players' points on each side. So it was a cool gym to play in. My second year we went to Northwest. Nothing to brag about there. It was pretty freaking boring. It was like one of those like, it's new, so people thought it was cool, and it was kind of like, nah, man, it's new, still plain Jane, still
The
super
only one I
boring.
remember for sure that TVC would do, they would use like, or I guess like Vinton County, we would be at Logan a lot of the times.
Logan had a big gym. I feel like Logan's gym is a lot like Southeastern's gym, where it's
Southeastern,
straight up a lot of fans. Like
and I think that's why they used Logan a lot, was just because you could pack so many people.
yeah, and
in
that's
there.
why like, because for girls they used to have at least the Division II sectional for girls there, because I remember you and Yoda and Chillicothe played a lot when we were in high school.
Fun fact about that Logan gym, I'm pretty sure that's where my Uncle Russ got banned from all Vinton County sporting events all time.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
We
So, like,
threatened
there
a
was-
player?
No, there was a ref that he triple birded each ref or double birded each ref, because like he was like complaining at him the whole time and like stomping his foot, because like that's how he used to coach, and like they threw him out and he was like, "I ain't leaving. You got to make me leave." And then like flipped them all off. Was like, he went to the seniors who he coached in 7th grade. Was like, "It's your guys' to win. I'm out."
I'll never forget my dad, whenever we were at Piketon, was just giving this ref shit, and he was kind of mad that like the ref was like ignoring him, and so he goes, "All right." And I remember he gets up. My mom was like, she told me as soon as he got up, I just went, "God damn it, man." So then my dad goes down there. He sits right on the edge of the stands, and right when this ref runs by, he goes, "Hey, Chumley!" Like calls him Chumley from Pawn Shop, and the guy stops and goes, he's out of here. He just throws my dad out. Like my dad, like, he was so justified. He goes, oh, so he did hear me the whole game, huh? Like, just
Yeah, I could deal with it when you were up in the States, but you're sidelined now, no more.
And like, I just always thought it was like the craziest thing. That my dad's like, I'm going out of my way to make sure this guy hears me call him Chumley. Like, and my thought process, I always wanted to ask him, can't do it now, but I always wanted to ask him, like, did you come up with the Chumley before you went down there? Or did you, like, sit in your seat and be like, I got to go give him some shit about something. And on the walk down, you were like, I got Chumley.
As soon as he gets close, he's like, man, this guy looks like Chumley. Hey, Chumley!
Yeah, and that's just, he didn't say, like, hey, F you, Chumley, or hey, you're a piece of shit. Like, he just said, like, hey, Chumley. And the guy just knew from that minute.
So my uncle dated a girl, different uncle than Russ, but
Yeah.
he dated a girl whose daughter's name was Chumley, or we nicknamed her that. So it's an insult. Like,
Yeah,
nobody wants
like,
to be
that guy
called
definitely-
Chumley.
No, I thought it was like more props to like, hey, like at least you guys watch Pawn Stars together. You like, it was crazy, dude. I remember when I moved to Chillicothe, people were not about my intensity, is what I'll call it. Like I was throwing kids in the stands, like against Jackson. Like I was a problem. That's like if you ever watch us call a game, and there's a kid out there just being an absolute menace. I'm the only one like go like, well, let's hear his side of the story first, because I was an absolute dick on the court because like I wasn't good, but I knew I could beat your ass.
You a little Draymond Green.
Dude, I would like that's why like I don't know why I hate Draymond so much because like if I was in the NBA,
Because you're a Cavs fan.
yeah, I would beat Draymond. That it has to be because I'm a Cavs.
That's probably why you hate Draymond is because why did I make it?
Yeah.
He can do that. I should be in
Oh,
there.
man. I wore my Unity. We are Paint Valley for their game tonight against Portsmouth.
After just talking about being a menace. By the way,
Yeah, I was good. Not really. But, no, they're playing Portsmouth tonight. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Portsmouth is good, but
it is a bad day to be a Portsmouth fan.
yeah, because, hey, you just upset Zane Trace. That's the juice you need. Now,
What time did the game start? Probably 7.
it might have already
Yeah,
started.
dude, I could be just talking about
We're sitting here like,
something
hey, it's a bad day to beat Portsmouth. They're up 25-0 in the first quarter. Like,
yeah, like this could be bad.
now, I'm really stalling for Tony to get back in here. But I want to talk because like we were all kind of shocked at the girls' side. Like obviously Union and Dina won sectional. Like nobody's shocked about that.
I was kind of shocked that like,
Huntington,
yeah,
didn't win
no
one.
other teams made it. You know,
like theirs was an upset. I really thought Southeastern was going to go on a run there. Looking at the boys' side, man, I thought Westfall and Southeastern on the boys' side were going to be primed to make a run. Or no, Westfall and Piketon. Now they're playing each other. So it's like, well, damn. Only one can make a run now. I think Union definitely wins the sectional. They have a tough district. Like, I think if they win their sectional, they have to go play Vinton County. So it's like, and if you don't go play Vinton County, you're playing Jackson. Like, it's gonna be tough for them. Zane Trace. It's hard to kind of put a thumb on them right now because they played bad, but they didn't have Langley. Langley gets back. They seem to be back. Do you think they win the league if Langley never goes out?
that's a tough one to say. That is a very tough one to say.
I still think Union wins the league.
Yeah, I think it could be maybe a share for it.
Yeah,
I think that's the thing because they won it with Langley at first, but I still think Union gets to get back at home
Yeah, and then it'll just be 1-1
because they
at
did
that. Point.
They did that with Langley, didn't they? Or was he already out at that point?
I want to say he was playing, but I'm not 100% sure because he could have been out because it was like right around that time of him coming back versus him not coming back.
But then again, we didn't know somebody was out for like 2 weeks.
And what? Yeah,
So,
Showblock. Like, where's
Oh,
the
yeah.
Showblock kid?
Yeah, we
like,
didn't
he
know
broke his
Showblock
leg
was out for-
against St. Trace.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, man.
Well, you know what? Okay, then maybe they.
we called that Westfall game, and we did all of our journalism pretty much during the game to figure out like everything. So we need to get a like injury update.
They need an app. They need
Yeah.
like an app for like.
We
high
need an
school
Adam
sports.
Schefter of the SVC. Like I need to know these injury updates like that, and I'm not good at
Send
that.
him into the Ride the Wave show. We'll do it.
Yeah, we'll do it. All right. Well, Tony's taking too long. I'm ready to start this draft. So
He gets last pick.
yeah, Tony, you coming? Cool. All right, Brent. We're gonna start off with you. So again,
What's the draft?
So we're drafting we're drafting a sub, not our favorite sub because again some ingredients will be taken, and then you can't take those. So you have to draft your bread, your meat, your cheese, and 2 toppings. Now again, if you don't,
2 toppings?
yeah, that's because we're trying to go for the 5 there. So yeah, 2 toppings. Yeah, well, it took you forever.
Yeah, well, everything that Teabag did is now erased.
All right, so Brent, we're starting with you. What are you picking first? Your Brent. Wait, hold on. I guess before we go, any thoughts on the SVC Unioto winning the league? Well, that's kind of what we were talking about before he came in there. I did ask him.
So
if
here's the
Carter
thing.
doesn't
I
get
do
hurt,
feel
then
like my preseason rankings were pretty spot on, almost other than Uniota. I will admit when I didn't give
we
him
all kind of
respect.
slept on him a little bit.
Well, I got the St. Trace. I liked Westfall. I thought Adina would be good as well, but I mean that was kind of obvious. But I felt like I had a pretty good prediction. But I also had Uniota like third, so I'm sitting there like.
I'm gonna put us all on the spot here. I didn't give you guys any. We're gonna pick our player of the year this year. Tony, who's your pick? So my pick. I guess I'll give my pick first since I'm bringing it on. You guys give you some time to think.
Yeah, but
my pick for player of the year for the SVC, Brody Clark. I think what he did on the offensive end, what he did on the defensive end was unmatched. I think what you can put up against him would be Blake Fitch, in all honesty. What he did after Showblock went down really rose to the occasion. But I think when you think about best player, best all-around player, I really feel like Brody Clark made a stance for him to be player of the year. I don't think he'll get it just because of the way Westfall ended.
But who do you think will?
I don't know. I think it should be Brody Clark.
Well, that's my problem. Is I don't know that somebody.
I think Blake Fitch, honestly, might
But
actually.
you
win
have
it,
to
but I'm not
realize
sure.
that Zeke dominated
Yeah.
a good portion of
I'm
that
wondering if his injury
middle
hurts him.
season.
I
at
think
the
it's
end of the year.
because he didn't quite play enough games. I might have to
Zeke,
look at a
I'm
guy
not
like
saying
KB
Zeke. I'm
Perkins.
saying he
Who you
hurts.
going with?
A guy like KB Perkins.
Yeah, that's kind of what you got for KB. There's the
Well, the way he's able to he controls the glass. He's kind of just like a walking double-double. Because
Yeah.
I mean, Westfall that night, he got an easy
and the way he can pass, dude, he has some
Yeah.
nice passes.
Yeah, so he can fill up a stat board both ways. Defensively, he's really good. He's got good hands. So he comes up with a decent bit of loose ball, steals in the low post. He'll block your shot. You know, like you said, pull up a couple of. He's just a stat sheet stuff.
Yeah, I feel like we say
gotta-
all around kind of.
You got to look at the aiders. You got to look at these guys that put up probably more. I don't want to say points per game, but games where they'll drop high points.
So who you going with?
It has to be Clark.
You think it's Brody Clark as well?
That's why I felt like
Yes.
when I was
I
saying
just-
who should it
for
be
for
if
sake of
not
having
him.
somebody else.
Because when I
Yeah,
say
I feel
I
like
think KB
it's-
is a good one.
yeah,
now,
it could be
are we
either or.
overlooking the Geralds at Zane Trace?
I was gonna say that as well
because
Landon
they
Darryl.
really kept the shit afloat whenever their big man goes out. So
Again, I feel like when they pick this player, though, we have to be honest.
They're
not going to see the grind that he put in to make that team make that gap.
I think there's one thing for sure that whoever gets there's going to be controversy because of how many people that could
unless it's Clark.
be. I honestly think it's Clark's to lose. I truly feel like
I
it's
could
Clark's
agree
to
with that. I
lose.
think
There's no
I
one
wouldn't
else
be
that
surprised if it was somebody
consistently
else's,
did it
but
on both
I feel
sides
like
of the
he would be
ball.
the least controversial out of everybody that would.
Look at the
No
body
one
of
else
work.
did it that much all the time.
Yeah.
KB, there are nothing against him, dude. He's a baseball player as well. This dude has so much in front of him. But in terms of basketball, it's he was fine with giving it to other people.
Yeah.
So it's
And Clark was the kind of guy
if he gave it to other people, they lost.
when we were talking with
I just
Humpty,
feel like-
when we were talking with Humpty, being like, "Hey, were you a guy that give me the ball?" Clark was that guy. He was like, "Look, win or lose
Well,
on
we were
me."
talking so much about how good he was defensively, and he was like,
That's the
when we
key,
had him on the
too.
show, he was like, guys,
I'm an offensive
that's
guy.
my stuff.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, okay, so he's doing it on both ends of the court.
And
so
how the
that's
hell do you
another
have a
good-
mentality where you know you're good at offense and you still play defense?
I'm
That's
just-
when
I'm
you don't
excited
have
to
a
see who
Xander
actually
Ream,
wins that.
when
And
you
I'm
don't
excited
have
to
these
see
types of guys.
I think Hoops wins Coach of the Year because of winning the league and everything like that. I don't want to take away from that, but I think somebody that we should look at is again Westfall's head coach because he came in new head coach, still kind of carried the torch, and then we gotta look at Piketon's head coach Miller. I mean, just won his 100th win. He had a lot of good wins throughout the year. I don't think people were expecting anything out of Piketon, really. And they came in. They actually battled Uniota pretty tough.
Dude, when you have Brent McGuire, that kid,
Yeah.
he's got something.
And I feel like he made that team. I don't want to say they're a bad team, but he definitely made them play better than what
It'd
their
be like,
capability
we may
were.
not win every game, but I'm
Yeah.
telling you, we can beat anybody.
So I feel like you definitely have to look out for those as coach. I think Coach of the Year is just way too wide open to pick one, to be honest with you. But I do think it goes to Matt Hoops because I think what it comes down to is, look, everybody's right here, equally together. Who won the league? Hoops. Got to give it to him. And with that, I agree more than with the player.
Especially because, dude, look. If you look online at their stat lines, why is there 7 players? And it's because they get all these different categories, so it's not a one-man team. And you look at these guys, and usually dudes that are doing things on both sides of the ball are appreciated. Whereas nothing against Zeke, but it's like he doesn't have to play as much defense when you have those dudes.
Well, also,
behind him.
wins. That's a part of coaching. Like that's in the that's in the job description. You got to mark off wins,
Especially in high school.
Yeah, especially in high school. You know, you got to mark off wins as well as player development.
Yeah.
But
None of us picking Yoda anyone. You know what I mean?
But yeah, so I feel like it shouldn't have an effect, like you said, with the players so much. That's why Clark should, is his to lose. But with the coaches, I feel like that is Hoops' to lose because they had won the league.
And losing to Zaytrace, turnaround, beating them, showing improvement with your team. All right, time to get to this draft. All right, so Brent, we talked about Hoops. I went straight to Matt. Brent, what's your first pick? You going bread? You going meat? You going cheese? Or you going toppings?
I think I got to go with some protein first.
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot on the table there, but man, I think like steak. Like
Steak, okay.
I have to take steak because
I think it's definitely top choice for a lot of people. I think it has to be the 101.
It's just a highly ranked pick.
I don't like steak, but if I'm sitting here trying to draft the best of against you guys, I'm probably going
you
steak.
Don't like steak? Like
Hold on.
No, I like steak. I'm not really on my sandwiches.
Oh,
No, I think he could go for chopped steak here, which is a cheese steak as well. You can go a lot of directions.
Oh yeah,
with
you're just
it.
steak. So however you want your favorite steak, it's gonna go on there. All right, Adam. Brent starts us off with steak. What are you starting us off with? You got your bread, your meat, your cheese, and 2 toppings. Also, Brent, I want to ask you before we get to him: is your now?
Well, like
this
cheese, like someone can't just take cheese off the board, right? Cause
No,
No.
it's like
American
pepper jack,
cheese.
American.
So
yeah,
you
got
pick steak because there's ham, turkey,
Right.
But
But
like
I want to
cheese
ask
is a
you.
category.
you can't
Yeah,
take
yes.
cheese. You got to pick your
Category.
cheese.
Pick your cheese.
yeah.
Yeah, I want to ask you though. This is not a draft pick or anything. Is your sub going to be toasted or
Of
untoasted?
course, it's gonna be toasted.
Gotta be toasted. Gotta be toasted.
I respect the cold sub in certain circumstances.
I love Jimmy
when
John's.
it's
I
necessary.
love
Jimmy John's too.
and I love Jersey Mike's.
Dude, you get Jimmy John's on a
But-
hot day.
Yeah, but man, there's nothing like a hot sub.
There's nothing like a hot
toasted
sub, but on a hot day, like it's summertime, you just got done working out or playing
Cold sub.
basketball or something. You fucking
you can say it. I've said it like 18 times.
I mean,
Did
we
you?
try not to, but it happens.
Yeah,
Man,
it
I was gonna
happens.
say I went
We
so
have
long
definitely
without-
fucking stopped trying.
went like, dude, yeah, hot day after working out, playing basketball in the park or something. You get some Jimmy John's cold sub with chips.
God, I gotta get you back on the show to talk about ball in the park, man. Those were the days, chilly. All right, Adam. Bread, meat, cheese, or 2 toppings? Which one are you going with?
I'm on with bread.
Oh, which
Oh.
bread? Which bread?
It's
are we
gonna
doing?
be homemade Italian ciabatta.
All right,
All right.
homemade Italian ciabatta.
All right.
Just because it's a lighter bread.
Yeah.
Really, it's a little less filling, but
All right, so
Yeah, but it has more tear.
it does have more tear.
Tony,
yes.
you're up. Are you going bread, meat, cheese, or 2 toppings?
It makes me want to just go roll, but nobody's going to get mine. So I will go, I don't know, for fun, banana peppers.
Wow.
Banana peppers off
Steal the
board.
draft. I
My
thought I was
thing
going to
is
get that
I
at the
thought
end.
if I build my sandwich and I can't get my toppings, it's ruined. So you can probably know what
Yeah.
direction I go, but it's fine because I can.
I
Build
definitely
it.
thought I was going to be able to take banana peppers at the end. Like, honest to God, I thought they would.
No, I need it for mine now.
All right, so I got 2 picks in a row. I have to go with bread and meat here just because, to me, those are my 2
Yeah.
core things for a sandwich.
For sure.
Gotta go Italian urban cheese. I love it. I gotta
Damn
go
it.
Italian urban cheese.
Shit.
And I gotta go with ham as my meat. It's my favorite kind of meat for a sandwich. Gotta go with ham. I feel like everything else is okay, but without the ham, it's not very good. So I'm going with Italian herb and cheese and ham for my meat. Tony, goes back to you. You have my banana peppers on your sub. Very not happy that you took those. So what are you going with now?
So I have to be
Do
smart.
you, now you can secure your toppings.
Provolone.
Oh, okay. Provolone cheese. You got your provolone cheese. Is that your favorite cheese, or do you just like that on a sandwich?
No, I'm building a sub, and I just want to make sure those are key products. I can switch the meats out.
Okay. So you got banana peppers and provolone cheese. Adam, back to you. You have your homemade Italian. Now, you have meat, cheese, and your 2 toppings.
So, this is a tough one because I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna take jalapenos.
Okay, so you go with one of your toppings is jalapenos. That is not surprising.
Well, when you build, you got to think, man. Like, you can fluctuate meats, but you can't fuck up the toppings.
That's what I'm saying. For me, it's like
God.
when I was making those 2 picks, it's like if I don't get the meat in the bread, I'm gonna hate whatever sandwich I'm about to draft. So
See, I'm not that picky with the meats. I can go a lot of directions with it.
All right.
See, you took the meat that I was planning on getting with my first meat pick. So I was like, maybe
rethink a little bit. All right, so Brent, it's back to you. We have steak. Now you have 2 picks here. It's a snake draft.
Okay, yeah.
And so you're going to go with bread, cheese, or one of your 2 toppings, or both toppings.
Man. So I'm like looking at bread options. I can't believe you took Italian urban cheese.
I knew I wasn't going to get it. I knew it wasn't going to make it back if I didn't
I
take
don't
it.
even want to say it, but
Don't say it. Oh, damn, I thought that was going to make him say it.
what does Jimmy John's use? That nice white French
So,
roll,
yeah,
baby.
I thought about it, but,
Yeah,
that
but mine's
French
toasted.
roll
I don't know
is
if that
nice.
tastes good toasted.
Oh, that's true. He's already toasted.
I toast Jimmy John's subs personally.
Listen,
I get
thinking-
it, and then I put it in like a homemade, like a home toaster, because I just don't like cold cut subs. I'm not a huge fan of
this is
them.
what I gotta do with my bread, but no one else is gonna pick this. So actually, I don't even think I'm gonna say bread yet. What I am gonna go with is I need a cheese, so I'm gonna go with like a. I'm gonna go with like a Monterey Jack.
I thought that's where you're going. Like, I could always
Is
see it.
Pepper Jack and like a Monterey Jack
Yeah.
the same
Like,
thing?
well, there's like, is a Monterey?
No.
Is it
Pepper
different than a
Jack, I
Colby
mean.
Jack? Because I know a Colby Jack is
Colby's
like
still different.
that's Colby
Monterey
Keys,
Jack,
yeah.
Pepper
So you got to
Jack.
realize
I
you're
think Monterey
combining
Jack
cheeses.
and
The
Pepper Jack are
pepper,
definitely different.
yeah, no, they are because
Okay.
the pepper is why it's spicy. So
Yeah.
you get the Jack, and then you get Monterey, or you get like the pepper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
All right,
so
so
I'm
you
Monterey.
got steak and Monterey Jack,
I'm
and
going Pepper Jack cheese.
are you going Pepper Jack or going Monterey Jack?
Actually, you know what? I'm scratching the Jack. Give me white American cheese.
the whole thing is I'm over here getting hyped
Not
because if he
Kraft
builds
Singles.
the sandwich
Yeah.
I want,
not Kraft's yellow
Singles.
American.
I want white
Yeah.
American cheese, like real American white.
Gotcha.
from the
Philly
deli,
cheese.
it tastes
He
different.
said,
I
I'm
want-
just going to
I
the
want
exact
that,
opposite.
and then I'm gonna flip it around with another pick.
From Wisconsin.
And
Cheese
this is
from
kind of a
Wisconsin.
wild card here because I could just say mushrooms, but shout out to Mr. Sub, man. I wish they still
Yeah.
had it. I'm going with the mushroom gravy.
Mushroom gravy,
Mushroom
okay.
Gravy. So we're going.
Dude, Mr. Subs.
All I gotta do is pick my bread. If someone picks my bread at the end, I'll,
Mr.
'cause
Subs
I have
is the
such a wild
superior
card
sub
for bread.
choice.
Dude, yeah, Mr. Sub, man. I mean, we do talk about local stuff around here. Shout out to Mr. Sub.
Yeah,
Some good food.
they've definitely
I
always
really
convened-
wish they still
They're
had the
the
mushroom
giant
gravy.
subs.
But
We'll
they
put
used
you
to
to
put
sleep.
mushroom gravy on their Philly cheesesteak, and it was so, it was
Fire.
so good. And they changed it up. They don't have the mushroom gravy anymore.
Brent is not happy about it. Not happy about it
dude,
at all.
I know the guy who owns
Yeah.
it. Like, next
Get
time
it
I
back
see him,
on the menu,
I'd be
man.
Like, listen, dude, we gotta get that mushroom gravy back.
Alrighty, Adam. So you have your homemade Italian bread. You have your jalapenos. You still have one more topping, your meat, and your cheese. What are you going with?
He said homemade Italian bread.
Yeah.
Ciabatta.
Yeah, well, I said homemade Italian ciabatta.
Yeah, I was typing all that out.
Ciabatta's the whole bread, though.
Yeah, ciabatta is like the actual specific type, but
I'll
yeah.
make sure to say that next
I
time.
love it. I love it.
Fear that it's going to get taken away. I'm going to just go ahead and grab both of them. Could
So I will tell you right now, you and Tony are the only ones that don't have your meat picked.
I could still not pick him. I think I'm good.
Tony, I know what Tony's
But
going.
Tony
you know
also
what I'm
doesn't
doing.
have his cheese picked.
Correct. Oh, yeah, he does. He has provolone.
I'm going with salami.
Salami. Okay.
Bitch.
but
I already have mine.
I love when the chef.
I'm fine, though. I'm fine. I
Alrighty.
already had a backup. I
So,
did.
Tony, he
That's-
takes,
yeah.
he takes your salami. It is your pick now. Are you going to go with your meat now, or
It'll
gonna
make
go
it even
toppings?
better because no, I'll save that for the next. But capricola, a nice capricola.
That was literally going to be that's my second as well.
is that meat? I don't even know.
Yeah.
That
Yeah, capicola.
Okay.
An Italian meat.
Literally, it was.
Do I
come
pick
on,
next?
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I pick next
No.
before you, or do you pick next?
Oh yeah,
No,
so I'll
yeah,
go
you-
me twice, and then it'll go.
Wait,
back
I
to
pick
you.
my meat. Do we get 2 meats? Can I
No,
do
you
that
only
as
get
a
one
topping?
meat.
I was gonna do a second meat as a topping.
Oh, I guess you could do that because you make your topping whatever you want.
can.
Well, I kind of
Yeah.
sit
My
there and I
God.
was at the very least. Have you ever had? And I'll just say it because I'm clearly building an Italian sub, but nobody.
I'm
can-
also building an Italian sub.
But that's why I took the
Italian
banana
sub, but
peppers
with
because
just
I
ham.
felt like I really like it. And
hold
when-
on.
That's
so
normally
here's
a
also
staple.
the thing. I'll break down and say I
That's
will
why I
take
want jalapenos.
every single sub in the entire world other than Italian cold.
Oh, cold Italian. Dude,
Yeah.
my wife,
So I like
The
I
only
like
cold
cold.
Italian
I'll
sub
eat a
I've
cold
ever
Italian,
eaten
but
that
what
I
I'm
thought
saying
was
is
good
I
was
don't
from the
toast
BP
anything.
gas
Everybody
station.
agreed to be toasting. I'm the only one here
Oh,
that
you're
wants a
not
cold
toasting.
sub.
Okay,
I
hold
want
on.
a cold sub
Your
all the time.
goals tonight.
Only
So
thing I
speaking
want
of
hot
building
is
an
Italian.
Italian, I'm gonna have to go with my cheese because I don't think it'll make it back to me. Pepper jack. I'm gonna take my pepper jack
I
cheese.
took it and gave it back.
I know. I was like, because you said it pepper jack. I'm like, I said,
you
hold
that
on.
Tony was the only other person that didn't pick cheese that we were.
No, so
No,
he
I picked cheese
provolone.
first in the first
oh,
round.
Yeah,
That's
so
what
me
it
and
I
you were
picked
the
cheese
only ones
before
that didn't pick cheese.
anybody.
You two were the only ones that didn't pick meat yet for your meat.
Oh, okay. I thought it was meat. I thought you said meat and something else.
Big
That's why I didn't pick. That was gonna be my pick was pepper jack.
Big meat, rest in peace.
Toppings. See, I almost want to pick it because it is an integral part of one of my subs, but I don't think any of you guys will pick it.
No, I'll pick it just on purpose. My sandwich is fine.
You know what? So
Why does he harp on us for
Yeah,
time? Look at
okay,
him
I'm
over
gonna
here
go with-
thinking like a mother.
I'm gonna go with lettuce, just because I can't.
Lettuce.
I just can't not have lettuce. I'm sorry, but that's one of my.
So
toppings.
I sat here and literally said, "Damn it!" Because I'm like oil and vinegar, all these things. Da, 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 da. I'm like, I ain't got shit without lettuce. I can't have oil
Dude,
and vinegar without
now
lettuce.
Adam is a big no lettuce guy.
That's fair. There's a
Big
lot
no
of people that
lettuce.
are no greens. I
But
get it. I get
can't.
it.
I can't like not have lettuce on a sandwich.
I think
Oh, you put lettuce on a sandwich, I just won't eat it.
Yeah, I
it's the girth.
Not
It's the
doing
thing
it.
that makes
Oh,
you
I
feel
love
good about
lettuce on
yourself.
for me, especially when it's like
I
shredded
love
lettuce.
extra
That
lettuce.
to
Yeah.
me, I feel like shredded
it's the-
lettuce is the worst kind of lettuce.
It's the. I feel like shredded
It
lettuce has a little
holds
bit more
flavors.
crunch. Yeah.
Shredded
See, I like the shredded because if there's oil and vinegar or any
It gets,
any
like, dispersed.
sauce,
Yeah.
it's like boom. Here now your bun's not soggy.
Yeah.
You get this
Yeah.
Oh,
mop
see,
of good food.
I also love a soggy. The soggy.
Ah,
That makes sense.
see, that's
Makes
it.
sense.
I used to.
See, me, I'm all bread.
I used to hate like, everything on a burger, everything on a Philly, but like, dude, Charlie's,
Yeah.
and you go there and you get. They're like, "Do you want lettuce, tomato, pickle, onion?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Give it.
Lettuce, especially
I want it
dude,
all.
pickles.
Yeah.
On
Dude.
that's kind of a wild card. Like lettuce, tomato, pickle, onion, mushroom, peppers. Like
I'll tell you the best Jimmy John sub right here.
Hold on,
Order
Tony,
a number
Tony, so
9
it's your
Italian
pick. It's
sub
your
with
pick.
bacon and
I'm talking
pickle.
about Charlie's.
It's your pick.
I know,
You
but
know
I'm
my
saying
go-to,
the
Jimmy?
pickle on the slide pickle and
Dude,
So
sandwich.
Tony,
pickle's
you
good.
have a topping left and you have a bread left. Are you going?
I'll go with my guy Gary Williams. Will love this pick. Amoroso rolls, baby. And I would also call that it would be closer to like a French roll if you guys know what that is. But it's Amoroso is pretty specific to that town, like
Yeah.
that. But either way, it's the best because the tear factor. I need to when I bite a sandwich, I don't want to bite through
No
the
way I
sandwich.
spelled that
I
right.
want to tear the sandwich.
Okay.
The reason why is
0%
because that
chance.
tear means that bread
You
holds.
bite through it, it's kind of just like spongy. It wasn't even toasted.
It's,
type
it's
of
just
deal.
not it.
You know what I
Alrighty,
mean?
Adam, you got cheese and a topping left. What are you going with?
Did he end up
Teabag
picking? Did you pick a meat?
Yeah, he picked
Capricorn.
capricola.
Okay.
I already know my next one, and you're gonna hate it because
I'm trying to figure out what my next topping is going to be. I have it down to 2.
So I have a topping and a bread left, right? Because I have,
Yeah.
I have a.
you have one topping and your bread. Because I remember you almost took your bread, and you're like, I think it'll still be.
I'm gonna have to go with pepperoni, like pepperoni loaf.
Nice for your topping.
you nailed it.
Pepperoni.
See, there's a,
Obviously not for your cheese.
but you
pepperoni
nailed that
cheese.
though because
Give
you
it
can
to
go
me.
in. This is the best part about these sandwiches is you can go in different directions with the meats. That's why I knew when I started I had no problems with it. But
Because
picking the
ham was
salami,
my first. It was
And
gonna
I
be
honestly-
ham in that.
I
But then
think
change it
pepperoni
to
is a dual meat. Like it really can be a topping, or it can be like your main meat for the
you
sub.
got pepperoni, capricola, ham. That's the deal. There's one
Yeah.
thing that we're missing though.
Hold on.
already salami was my first one.
And salami's. Sorry, I
Yeah.
apologize. Salami.
All right,
Which
so
is
Brent,
on-
you got your bread, and you have one more topping to close out your draft. What are you going with?
Oh, and I'm picking back to back.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, okay.
Did I pick?
Yeah.
What
I'll
I
go
pick?
ahead.
Oh, the rolls. Does it come back to me?
You picked your rolls.
But I come
'Cause
back.
last time too.
Okay.
It hasn't come back to you. You have one more pick left.
So I've got steak,
Yep.
white American cheese, and mushroom gravy.
Yep.
We are gonna put those beautiful toppings on a nice
Oh, I'm way
toasted
down.
rosemary parm bread.
Rosemary parm bread.
Yeah, they have it at Mr. Sub. I don't know even what kind of bread it is. I think it's just like an Italian. It's like kind of like
French
Italian
roll.
urban cheese.
I'm telling
Yeah,
you, these are French rolls.
Yeah.
It's-
Those nice things that you're talking about,
Yeah.
Mr. Subs, it's the only one that has what I would consider, if you're talking Philadelphia, that's the closest thing to the bread. Not the sandwiches, but bread.
Okay, then you have
So I'm
one
going-
more topping.
We're going rosemary parm and the one more topping. I got mushroom gravy already, so I need some like roasted or sautéed peppers in there.
Alrighty.
I
So,
wanted
I
you to go
almost-
with the
I almost
onions
kinda-
so bad.
I know I was gonna go onions, but I guess with peppers it's kind of going more in a Chicago beef style. More
so you
than
go
Philly.
sauteed peppers or sauteed
No, but the
onions, or
pepper.
are they
The
kind
thing
of
is, the
together?
pepper is the
I
normal.
would get peppers and
even
onions.
in Philly, it's a
I'll just do the
normal
peppers
additive.
and onions because
Yeah.
I feel like that's one thing like you don't get one without the like when you go to Applebee's you get bourbon cheese steak, chicken and steak.
Like
You get the mushrooms and the onions, like unless you don't want one.
Yeah.
But if you don't cook the steak with any onion,
Yeah.
you're ruined anyway.
But I
so
want-
that should already be done.
yeah.
All right, so
I need onions in there, but if I can't, you know what I mean.
well, so Brent, your sub is a rosemary parm bread with some onion.
Living daylights out of that.
that is a great.
All right,
sandwich.
Adam, it's time for you. You have just your cheese left, buddy. What are you going with your cheese?
I got to stick with my man Marshall Erickson. I'm going with Gouda.
Gouda.
That's a
Okay.
How I Met Your Mother
You know what
quote
cheese?
reference.
Gouda is great. I
It
tried
doesn't fit the
recently
sandwich,
for
but I
first
love
time.
it.
But a cheese,
See,
I kind of
well,
wish
that's
I would've
I
picked.
was looking at it and it was
It's
saying that
milky.
it was saying
is a
provolone
little-
or Gouda. It
So
was saying
it's
that those are the
milky, but
It's a little like
it's
when you. It's a little like
earthier.
sticky.
Yeah.
and
See, I didn't want to
yeah.
go with a mozzarella because I just didn't really feel like that.
and it doesn't fit as well. If
Yeah.
you're being completely honest, it
Yeah,
fits the
well,
sandwich well.
with the Italian sub, it's provolone, and then I feel like Gouda is like the
Yeah.
next best. Especially because I would have went pepper jack, and I was like, I feel like Colby jack wouldn't really work because of the cheddar aspects on it. And I just don't feel
Right.
like it would
Yeah.
mesh well with the Italian sub, so I wanted to go with something a little bit more fancy. So I went with Gouda.
What were you saying though?
I really love. I discovered it late in my life. Havarti cheese.
Havarti. I don't even know what that is.
It's kind of like Swiss. There's like hole. There's not holes in it like perfect like cut out holes like Swiss.
Yeah.
But it looks like you had a piece of white cheese and it just got poked a bunch. It's you mess with Havarti.
No, I have. The problem is an affluent relative. You get charcuteries,
Yeah.
and it's like she's like, "This is aged goat," and I'm like, "Aged goat." I'm like, "This is meat."
This
They're
is
like,
meat?
No, goat cheese.
Alrighty, so Adam, you come
Havarti's
home
so
with
good.
the homemade Italian
Ciabatta.
ciabatta, salami, Gouda. You said ciabatta.
I said ciabatta.
Oh, ciabatta.
Yeah, I put an A on the end of it.
Jalapenos and pepperoni. Damn, that sounds like a good sub. We have two good subs here. Now, I'm not going to say this right because I definitely didn't spell it right, but you have your bread.
Amorosa.
Amorosa roll with a capricorn, some provolone cheese, some banana peppers, and what other topping?
Oh, you still get the
Gabagool.
pig?
I was
Gabagool.
That prosciutto.
I was
That
gonna go. I was gonna go with
prosciutto.
that.
That's gabagool is literally essentially a plate of prosciutto.
Every time I hear gabagool, I just think of the
My favorite
Office.
thing is if you look it up, it's not like they say it's not technically a word. It's just they couldn't come up with that word in
I will
English, so it's just how like loosely they're just loosely
I will
translated
take
to
the
something like that.
gabagool.
Yeah.
So I don't think we have. I'll take the gabagool
Yeah.
and the salad
I
on
didn't
the
feel
side.
right-
If the salad comes on the top, I will send it back.
I didn't feel right saying gabagool because I was like, I feel like that's definitely going to be one of Tony's picks. So I'll let him have that one. But
I almost got scared when you said peppers because my last topping is going to be green peppers.
Okay.
I love green peppers on a sub.
And with the lettuce, it's I like where you're going.
Yeah, 'cause-
you're the first one I would say is cold. Leave
Yeah.
it cold.
So I feel like mine could be both ways.
It could.
I could definitely have it toasted, but if you give it to me
that's
cold,
I'll
still
eat
gonna
an
love it.
Italian cold. That's about the
Now,
only cold
if
sub
now
I will
if
eat.
you if I did draft this cold, honest to God, instead of the green peppers, I'm going with the olive oil and like whatever the hell
Olive
they
oil
put.
Oil
and
and
vinegar.
vinegar.
Whatever they do
That would
at
be the
Mike's,
last thing to
I'm
both
getting
of
it made
ourselves.
Mike's
Like,
way.
it's the
If
only
I'm
thing
getting
it
it made
needs.
cold, I'm getting it made Mike's
That's
way.
what I'm getting to drink.
Yeah,
It's
so
like, and I will not
draft.
drink during
Hey,
the meal.
what are your drinks? Like, if I'm going with a pop, I'm going with Mountain Dew. If I'm not going with a pop, give me a Rolling
If
Rock.
I'm
What
bringing
about you?
drink it, a hoagie.
My drink,
Yeah, whatever you want.
alcoholic or non?
Both.
So
whatever
I
you
picked
want.
two. If I had to go non-alcoholic, Mountain Dew. If I had to go alcoholic, throw me a Rolling Rock, baby. That's my beer of
Okay,
choice.
so what I've been drinking a lot with my meals is like we don't buy pop for the house, but like when we go out, like I like a Sprite with a lime. Like I want even more lime
Yeah,
in there.
but if it was
But
not,
like I love Coca-Cola. Like Coke over,
Yeah.
I'm a Coke over Pepsi person. But like a lot of dark pop, man. You drink
It
a
gets ya.
couple, it makes you just feel
Burpy.
like you're not drinking something
Yeah.
very good. Not saying Sprite's that much better, but
Yeah.
I feel like I feel like 2% healthier if I drink Sprite.
now if you go alcohol,
Kool-Aid
what are
and
you going
garage
with?
beer.
Oh, so Sprite with a lime, and I think if I'm going
Love,
with like a
love
drink,
Tony's.
oh man, I think Blue Moon goes good with food.
Nice.
I
Yeah.
like Blue Moon with food.
You go garage beer for your beer?
Kool-Aid or garage beer.
I got Kool-Aid in the fridge, man. I
Yeah,
made Kool-Aid for the first time since I was like 11, and I was
Dude,
like, this
Kool-Aid's
shit is
great.
Fire!
color
It
is
makes
the
so
best, though?
much.
blue
I'm
raspberry
saying
for me.
blue.
dude.
Yeah.
But like,
blue.
so I grew up in a household though where like I didn't get
Bro, my mom,
I didn't get blue raspberry, mixed berry. It was like, hey, you got blue raspberry, mixed berry mixed together. Or you got blue raspberry, like orange. Like
Bro, my
my
mom
mom
used
was
to-
like in there like cooking up some contraptions.
Dude, my mom would get like, what's like the healthy version of it? It's
If you saw my dad, you knew I didn't grow up in the healthy house.
oh my god, what is like the healthy version?
Like the little things you put in the water
I
packets.
think it's cool. It ain't.
Cool ain't. No, it's oh my god, no, this is gonna drive me nuts.
Save a horse ride, a cowboy.
I don't hold on real quick. Where you go with? I feel like for you, the pop has to be a ski.
My pop is going to be
And
a
if I had to go with your alcoholic drink,
you're
rum
going
and
to guess
Coke.
wrong. So if it's a for a drink like that I'm eating with, it's going to be a red
He said
Stripe
I want
beer.
to.
Concord. Okay, the
No, I'm just saying that's the brand. I was trying to
Crystal
think of.
Light.
My mom.
Why does it sound like a beer?
I know, right? Crystal
Or a
Light.
pack of
Give me some of that
cigarettes.
Crystal
Why did I
Light.
want to say that 15 times
Bro.
to be like, it's not Crystal Light that he's talking about?
That's what my mom used to like get instead of Kool-Aid, and I remember being pissed because I would like want Kool-Aid, and my mom would be like, "This is healthier with less sugar." I was like,
It's like
"Oh,
cool.
I want grape.
I'm
Kool-Aid.
9.
I want grape
Oh, I love
Kool-Aid."
that.
Well,
He
again,
just
we
sent
could
it.
close it out, man. I think it's going to be a tight draft on who wins that because those are some pretty good
I just
subs.
built a nice, good,
Yeah.
different.
That's
that is
sad.
Making
Not
me
a
want-
traditional
Savage.
Philly, but like I feel like with the great. Oh, dude,
Call
I'm
it like a
telling you.
Brent Philly.
Andy, zoom in
Mushroom
on this.
gravy on a
Again,
sandwich.
and he's like, I know you guys know I can't do this. Tony,
love
you're
how
not even close. What is
What are we looking
Ah, you
at?
can't see it. You can't see
will
it.
fix in?
that? No.
Dude, KT just drew one of the most fire, undefeated
Oh, man, that does look
Viking
It's a Viking.
fire.
It's a Viking.
Oh, hell yeah.
TVC champs,
That kinda goes
undefeated,
along with
12
this.
and 0.
Oh, shit.
See?
I love
That's
how-
why
That is fire.
Andy,
Hey.
zoom in on this.
I love how he,
Andy's like, guys, can't zoom in.
I love
Look,
how you
we gotta
put it
share.
so
hey,
close
we'll
to
share
Brent's
that.
face.
We'll share that on one of our Facebooks or Twitter or Instagram or something like that because that was some fire. Again, before we get out of here, mark it on your calendar, people. March 9th, benefit concert for Addison Edgington. We're going to have a signed Dick Vitale picture, 2 signed Dick Vitale books, a signed Dick Vitale basketball,
Massage.
massage for our. Sorry?
We've got baked goods coming.
Ooh.
Oh, do you have a birthday upcoming and need someone to bake a artisan cake for you? Well, maybe come to the silent auction.
And we haven't even talked about the talent, man. We're going to have Lori Graves there doing some comedy, Mackenzie Rudinger, not even talking about the amazing bands. We got Peach Jam, we got Garage Fire, we got Lori Pritchard, we got the Basement Collective, Stateside Red, and then the headliner, Moose Miller is coming in. Again, just sold out the Majestic. Literally, he's about to release a single next week. If you didn't see his little snippet that he put out on Facebook, damn, is it going to be a good one.
He's got an album coming up,
Yeah,
too.
so
sometime.
make sure that, again, March 9th from 12 to 9. Make sure you're there. It's going to be a blast. We're going to, again, all proceeds go to Addison Edgington. We're going to have games. We're going to have music. We're going to have comedy.
Food.
Fire food. Fire fire food. Christopher Cologne's going to be there.
Oh, I was about to ask you if he was.
Yeah,
busy.
Christopher Cologne will be there. I don't know if he's going to make his tacos or his pizza, but I know whichever one it's going to be. It's going to be fire. Then we have Anchorship. Is that
Anchorship Bistro.
Yeah, Anchorship Bistro. They're going to be there. They've actually let us know that 15% of their sales they're going to be giving back for the cause. So again, make sure you're going there. Try them both. Okay, Christopher's good. They're good. They sell completely different things. It's an 8-hour day, man. Like, you have the time. So again, make sure that you're out there. It's at Creekside Occasion, and that place is. Have you been out there yet? Dude, it's owned by JT Snowden's parents.
Gorge.
Beautiful, man. And they've done even more upgrades since the last time that I was out there. We were out there checking it out. So can't wait.
And if you don't know who JT Snowden is, he's got a movie out right now.
Yeah, called A Bad, Bad Day.
Something that Clay had very recently.
God, I lived his movie on Sunday. It was just terrible. But again, make sure that you're going out there on March 9th. Fellas, anything that you want to say? Brent, thank you for coming in.
The day was terrible, not the movie. The movie
Yes.
was great. Just wanted to clear
Thanks
that
for
up.
coming in, being our in-studio guest, one of our favorites. It's always a good time having you in. I always love having another Star Wars guy on set with me. I feel a little bit more comfortable.
He took the Harry
So,
Potter's
real
not
quick,
down Star Wars. I am heavy.
No,
We
Star
we
Wars.
breezed
But, like,
over it.
Brent in Star Wars is like.
Did you mess with the Unleashed series, like the Force Unleashed series? That was my favorite. I like the Legos, but that was my favorite.
A lot of people like.
We'll go off air for
Yeah,
it.
we'll go off there. I just wanted to say, I'm
Again,
sorry.
Make sure that you're following us on
Yeah,
Twitter,
we don't wanna get
Instagram,
carried
or
away.
Facebook for more updates on that benefit concert. And we love you guys. Say something nice to somebody today. Could change their life. Make sure that be a friend, tell a friend to come watch the show, and make sure that you can always be there when somebody needs somebody to talk. Peace out, Girl Scouts. We love you.